One man is being victimized by our own government. One man whom they fear, yet who millions love. One man who is willing to take the poison arrows of lawfare. One man whose voice has been taken away by a corrupt judge operating in a corrupt system. One man who has been ridiculed and insulted. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who stands between us and them. One man that wants to see America protected again. One man who wants to see America prosper again. One man who understands that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. One man who understands and protects the blessing of life. One man who wants to restore American exceptionalism. One man who once again wants to make America that shining city on a hill for all to see. A place where all the people of the world glowingly set their eyes upon. America. One man who unashamedly wants to make America great again. That one man is Donald Trump.
This is Fanfare with Barry Cunningham.
Is it me, or does it seem like this week Donald Trump is laying the groundwork for contesting the election by complaining that cheating was taking place in Pennsylvania by suing Bucks County for alleged irregularities? And this is on top of his continual assertion that if he loses, it's because of cheating.
That's what he's been laying the groundwork for this, just not in the last week, but in the last umpty-ump months. No election can be fair in Donald Trump's mind, unless Donald...
All right, so I'm going to jump in right now because this pre-show that I have for you tonight, while we're waiting for Trump to come out for his second rally of the day, is my expression to you telling you the media is completely done. Some things happened today because of what happened last night that basically underscore my feeling that one of the reasons that people are freaking out so much is that he's not just getting rid of Kamala Harris and the Biden administration and the newcomers and everything else, but the media is seeing, they're basically having agonal breathing right now. If you've ever watched anybody die before, agonal breathing is those last couple of breaths that someone takes before they're gone. And right now, the media across the spectrum are having agonal breathing. They have spent so much time, they have invested so much money in lying and attacking Donald Trump. They have no other opportunity right now. They would have to completely move all of their people. News, production, on-air talent, writers, they would all have to go. They've made a living, and they've done nothing but push hoax after hoax after lie, and now it's time to pay the piper. And now it's to the point where people on air are like, you're full of it, we know you're full of it, and we're not going to deal with this crap anymore. This piece I'm going to show you right now is a live broadcast from the Washington Post. It's one of their writers, a little light in the heels, this one dude is. And then there's this woman, she's broadcasting from her dining room. And it's obvious that they're not really aware how live streaming actually goes. And one of the guys there they bring on their token conservative. And, well, let's just watch what happens. You'll love it.
Trump wins it. And I think we are going to see him both rev up his supporters to contest elections outside of courtrooms and go to every courtroom he can in America where it's relevant to make whatever arguments he can, no matter how far-fetched. We saw
Jonathan,
that
I've
work
got
out last time, but it didn't work out this time. It may not work. It may not. That may not happen this time. And
so the guy in the top right with the white hair, Hugh Hewitt, is the token conservative, and he just listened to this woman spew complete BS, and he's like,
I'll let you go, Hugh.
Well, I've just got to say, we're news people, even though we're at the opinion section. It's got to be reported. Bucks County was reversed by the court and instructed to open up extra days because they violated the law and told people to go home. So that lawsuit was brought by the Republican National Committee, and it was successful. The Supreme Court ruled that Glenn Youngkin was successful. We are news people, even though we have opinions, and we have to report the whole story if we bring up part of the story. So yes, he's upset about Bucks County, but he was right, and he won in court.
Wait a second. Wait a minute. You come on my show, and you're going to correct me and tell me what really happened? Oh, okay. I thought we could just lie for a living.
That's the story.
Look at the guy's face, okay? The black guy's face. He's putting him on report right now. He's going to tell Jeff Bezos this guy can never come on my show anymore. He just keeps writing.
I'll let you keep going, Jonathan.
No, I don't appreciate being lectured about reporting when many times you come here saying lots of things that aren't.
I won't come back, Jonathan. I'm done. I'm done. This is the most unfair election ad I have ever been a part of. You guys are working. That's fine. I'm done.
This dude is doing a show. He expects the people he talks to go along with the lie. And this guy's like, man, he won in court. He won in court twice in a row. And this is before today. He's won 4 times in a row. And you're still going on with these talking points that Trump's just going to make stuff up, and they're stunned.
So, Ruth, you wrote a column this week ending with this line, and actually, I think this is perfect. We're going to put it on the screen. You wrote,
watch what happens to Ruth.
You want to know the stakes of this election? Not only democracy, but decency. Talk more about that, Ruth.
Okay, I'm collecting myself.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Ruth froze.
Ruth got nuked. Bye, Ruth. So now you're all by yourself, bro. Like some of us do, we handle shit by ourselves. You can't handle it? You got a talking point. Go with it.
Ruth is frozen. So hang in there, everyone. We're going to see if we can try to get Ruth back.
My bigger question.
Oh, it's like Kamala with the teleprompter malfunction. This guy walked and Ruth is gone. She got vaporized, and you expect me to know something? Well, you had a big mouth earlier when you were telling a guy, Hugh, hey, listen, we're going to do this. We're going to do. Go ahead and talk. Carry your show. Lie on your own. You want the other people to lie, and you can act like you got some sort of talk show. No, that didn't work. But it's infecting even the business community. So this guy, Sorkin, I think it's Andrew Sorkin from CNBC, he can't understand what's going on. Billionaires aren't playing ball. They're causing a problem here. We need to figure out what do we need to do about these people with big money. Trump's gonna, do this and do that.
Is the billionaires and the market movers that you talk with in your circles, on your show, in your reporting, how can they honestly say that Trump is a good opportunity for their businesses and this country? Because ultimately this country's economic health impacts their businesses, does it not? And these are very smart men.
I don't know if you would call Mark Cuban smart, but the guy I used to work for some years ago who's a billionaire will tell you the idea of me having to pay more taxes and unrealized capital gains, I don't know many business people are going to go, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Please continue and tell me how businessmen who are smart want to pay 50, 60, 70% in taxes because, as I showed you on the other day, I think it was yesterday, Governor of New York, hey, what's fair share? I can't tell you what fair share is. So this is a smokescreen. Even these people who are making millions of dollars talking crap on MSNBC, they know they're lying. They don't want to pay unrealized capital gains. They don't want to see 60 or 70% of their money go to the government in one form or another, especially living in New York. It's all a ruse. And real people have to look at that and go, you think these people want to pay those kind of taxes, or are they just trying to hold up and, posture for the Democrat Party? I ain't ever met anyone who said, you know what, my taxes are too low. I really feel that my taxes are too low. Well, what are you paying? I'm paying like 40, 50%. All right, well then, let me get you the address to the IRS, because if you have the address to the IRS, you can just cut them a check if you think your taxes are too low. You don't need there to be any regulation. You can do your fair share. If you think you want to pay more, here's the address in Washington, D.C. of the IRS. Go ahead and just stroke a check and give it to them. And nobody, anybody, nowhere will take you up on that. It's all a bunch of BS.
Alpha males. They're very smart.
What's happened?
They have so much money, Andrew.
Look, what's happened, and it is, to me, it's a disgrace and it's sad that there are so many people at the top of the business community who, by the way, have the wealth and wherewithal.
But it's self-sabotage, isn't it?
But they have the wherewithal to stand up and speak out if they so choose, and they are choosing not to.
Does that tell you anything, Mr. CNBC? That there's people who have wealth and wherewithal, as you said, and they choose, I don't know, not to do what you want them to do? Would you infer anything from that? Which you probably would understand? Because you're basically clutching your pearls right now and saying these rich people, they won't speak out.
Because out of fear. That's what this is. Jeff Sonnenfeld had a piece with a number of CEOs, former CEOs, who were willing to go on the record on behalf of Kamala Harris. But what's so telling about that is they're former Fortune 500 CEOs. Most of them
they're afraid of. They're afraid.
You want to talk about?
Oh, they're afraid to speak out. So you're telling me that people who made a lot of money, who've been in business for quite some time, have been very successful, have their own jets and everything, they're afraid to speak out. How do you think they made their money if they're afraid to speak out? Who are they afraid to speak out for? You think they're going to piss off Trump? Trump's going to cut their taxes. So who are they afraid to speak out for? They don't make any sense when you dig in and listen. These clips happen and they vaporize in the ether throughout the day. And I sit back and watch them like, wait. Why would you be afraid to speak out for Kamala Harris? Donald Trump ain't coming after you to pay more taxes. He's going to help you make more money whether you vote for him or not. So why would they be afraid? Doesn't make any sense. So now this is on ABC News.
Violence against political opponents. Let's talk about the fact that Democrats have been labeling President Trump a threat to democracy for the better half of 10 years. Let's talk about how they have compared him to Hitler, one of the worst mass murderers in the history of the world, and that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden weaponized the court system and the justice system in this country against Donald Trump in an attempt to imprison him. He sat through a courthouse for 7 weeks this past year, and the Democrats were hoping he would go to jail for it. That is real political violence that has led to...
That ABC talking head walked into a buzzsaw when she tried to talk to Carolyn Levitt here. try to put that BS out in front of Caroline, and she's like, I ain't having it. And she's just eating her lunch right now.
2 heinous assassination attempts on President Trump's life that, by the grace of God, he was able to escape, and he is here with us today. So yes, President Trump knows a little bit about political violence because he's experienced it himself. And talking about the tragic realities of war that Liz Cheney and her father, Dick Cheney, have got this country into is not political violence. It's talking.
So you say, hey, listen, Mr. Producer, can you go ahead and contact somebody for the Trump camp, please? Maybe you can get Caroline Levitt on the phone. Maybe she'll come and do a remote appearance. Cool. No, she said she'd do it. All right. So, yesterday, Trump said that he wants to see Liz Cheney killed. You came to a media gunfight with a plastic knife. This woman is eating your lunch. Notice the other woman didn't even get a word in. Just completely eviscerates her.
About the reality of the foreign conflicts that the Washington, D.C. establishment have sold out young Americans to for decades.
Yet, of course, after
yeah, of course,
for those attempted assassination attempts on the former president's life, his opponents reached out to him and said they do not accept political violence. That has been a key difference. I do want to play you.
No, please. His opponents are saying to this very day the same rhetoric that led to those 2 assassination attempts. The second attempted assassin on President Trump's life echoed the sentiment that President Trump is a threat to democracy. And if you're a deranged lunatic and you're mentally ill, you will believe that lie. And yes, you will take political violence like we have seen in 2 instances against President Trump. Last week, Tim Walz and Kamala Harris said that everyone who showed up to President Trump's rally at Madison Square Garden was a Nazi. That's despicable, dangerous, divisive rhetoric that is spewed by the Democrat Party every single day. And
throw the damn towel. Throw the towel. Oh, this woman's getting beat down so bad she doesn't know what to do. She's like, you set me up, man. You brought this buzzsaw on my show. I'm so ill prepared for her. She's eating my lunch. I love it.
So sick and tired of the media pointing the finger at Donald Trump and saying that he is sowing division in this country. He is not. The media is for pushing hoaxes like the one that you all pushed today, and the Democrat Party is for pushing lies about him. But the good news is Americans don't buy it. And that's why today in 2024, President Trump is more popular than he has been since 2016, because people don't trust the media and they're not buying the Harris campaign's closing argument that he's some great threat to our democracy, because they lived under him for 4 years as president, and our democracy and our country was stronger than it is today.
No, but
imagine inviting someone on your show, and you think you got some gotcha questions for them, and just getting completely bent over and spanked with barbed wire the way she just did. Just no teleprompters, no notes. She looked right in the camera and just came. I don't want to use a term with guns, but she came blazing. She came blazing. They're done. They don't realize that right now the credibility of the media is lower than basically Congress at this point. It is so low. Nobody believes the media. If it's under like 5%, that means most of the people on the left don't believe the media either. So I don't know how these people plan on surviving. And this next piece, Greg Meat. I'll just let Greg Gutfeld tell you, because he basically puts the epitaph on it with the headstone, because they're done. They're absolutely done.
You're defending people who do just now, right? That's the problem. You know what's interesting to me, as always? Mm-hmm. Somehow the rhetoric is worse than the deeds behind it. So it's not when Trump says, I want to protect women from illegal violent offenders. It's not like I'm upset about the illegal violent offenders. I'm upset over the rhetoric he used. Or 1 million are dead in the Ukraine-Russian war because we're funding it. Companies like Halliburton, right? No, that's not the thing that's outrageous. It's the rhetoric Trump uses when he refers to war pigs, because that's what they are, to quote the great Ozzy Osbourne. It's Not until Trump uses the inflammatory language that Democrats suddenly decide, or discover actually, that there's an issue behind it. Do you think?
The whole time I was talking, and I hear the click. All right, sorry. Let me go back, and I'll cut that. We go back. So what I'm saying is, it is amazing to me that here we are in 2024. We are so worried about our nipples being tender, and I don't mean to be any offensive to you ladies out there. It drives me crazy when I hear people get upset, not with the content of a message, but the way the message was delivered. Where did we change? Where did we turn into such wussies, men and women, that we're so worried about what people are saying, how they're saying it? The left has done such a great job of screwing up the American language and the ability for us to communicate, where now they want to focus in on, quote, rhetoric. Rhetoric never hurt you. Rhetoric, I don't know, when I was growing up, said, hey, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt you. You can't say that anymore. There are too many people who say, yeah, words can hurt me. Oh my God, my nipples hurt. In order for Trump to change America, reform, fix America, as he says, I don't know how many people realize we need to dial it all the way back into the way things are said. They've changed the language. You know what my pronouns are? My pronouns are F and U. That's my pronouns. I'm a man. My wife's a woman. My dog is a Chihuahua. We don't need any pronouns. We are what we appear to be. You, with all that stuff that you're doing, and your binary, non-binary, and cis, and I'm not interested in learning your language, because your language is cosplay. It's fake. You made it up. There's nothing about what you guys say and how you talk that makes any sense to anyone who's normal. People made it up to basically embrace insanity. You're a man, you're a woman, you're a cat, you're a dog. That's what you are. And no, I don't care if my words come across powerful. I don't care if my words come across with strength. I am not intending to offend somebody. But y'all are crazy. If you think at this point that this country can make it with having to walk like this and worry about, stepping on that piece of tile that might crack. Did I offend you by saying what I just said? Oh, let me apologize. And then after I apologize, let me tell you to F off. Because you're not going to change. No one, these people do. I'm tired of that too. I'm tired that I can't call baby removal what it really is. This is what they've done to this country. Systematically, and they chipped away, and they chipped away, and they chipped away, and the government allowed it, and then big tech allowed it, and everybody got their little piece, and they chipped away at what being an American is. To the point where the First Amendment looks like a doily at this point. It's barely there. You can pick it up and look through it and see, okay, I can have my First Amendment in some places, but for the most part, it's not solid. It's very fragile because that's what they've done to us. And it's been promulgated by the media and promulgated by government and promulgated by the teachers and educational system. It's not real. It's cosplay. It's fake. We're living in Broadway plays where you can't say what's that? That's a scarf. No, that's not a scarf. That's a blah blah blah. Well, it looked like a scarf to me. Hey, can I have a tomato? No, it's organic or no. Don't correct me. If you can't talk to me, don't talk to me. And so this woman gets on the show with Caroline Leavitt from the Trump campaign, and she wants to talk not substance, but rhetoric, and saying, Trump said this thing, and let's flip it. You know what Kamala Harris did tonight? You want to talk about flipping language? Kamala Harris got on stage tonight, and she took the part of Trump's speech the other night where he said he wanted to protect women. Now understand, he didn't say, I want to protect women, period. What he said was, these newcomers that have come in and they're wreaking havoc, and they did this to Jocelyn, and they've done this to apartment buildings, and they've done this, we need to protect people. And I know some of you guys don't like it, but I want to protect the women, and I want to protect the men, because that's what I do as a president. My first job, my first priority as president is to protect the Americans. She didn't say that. She went out in front of a stage today and completely lied with impunity. Donald Trump says he wants to do this whether you like it or not. And he thinks that he'll decide whether you like it or not, whether you should have a baby removal. Scott's honor. And I'm thinking to myself, I've watched him make that. That's one of the reasons why I take all these rallies. Because he'll throw something in somewhere and it'll take off the next day. To be honest, last night, those of you that were here, he said something last night, and I thought, oh, that's going to be all over the news tomorrow. I don't know if you guys caught it. Some of you did, because he was talking, and he said that Kamala Harris is a sleazebag. And I'm like, oh, don't say that. They're going to have a field day with that. Oh, no, they didn't go with that. I guess they agreed with it. Hey, we can't really have a problem with that one, right? Because we know her history. Okay, scratch sleazebag. Let's go after the fact that he said, Liz Cheney should face a firing squad, which he didn't say. The media is done. Absolutely done. And they know it. When this man wins, he's coming for them. And they deserve every bit that they get.
The Democrats had any idea that there was a trash crisis in Puerto Rico until a roast comic made a joke about it? Hell no. Do you think all of these guys wringing their hands, these famous Puerto Ricans, are doing anything but posting on Twitter? Are they doing anything to solve the trash crisis? No, they're not. They're not. And you can bet Trump probably will. He might say something, but he will do something. The Liz Cheney hoax is predicated on your side thinking your voters are stupid and lazy.
Exactly. And it's not thinking that they are stupid and lazy. They know they're stupid and lazy. There's no way that Kamala Harris could have given that speech today and said what she said if she didn't know that the people she was talking to are stupid and lazy. Too stupid to know she's lying and too lazy to go figure out and look it up for themselves. They count on that. I don't count on that with you. I've mentioned that speech. If you guys want to refute it or something, I expect you to go look it up. There was some talk yesterday about a certain costume that Jill Biden wore yesterday. I'm like, hey, we can't really talk about it here. I'll post it in the community. And if you want to go down that road and take that red pill, I'm gonna show you. But here you go. They don't expect that with audiences on the left. They expect that if Big Daddy government says that pole, this tripod is green, even though it's black to me, it's green to them. That's it, period. No questions. You ever notice that? They never question authority. They go take this thing and then take 6 boosters and keep coming back and, oh my God, I finally got it again. I can't imagine how much worse it would have been if I didn't have the other 17 and a half, jabs. What? Did you actually just say that? Did you just say you can't imagine how much worse it would have been if you didn't take the other 16 and a half jabs? But that's what they think. Trump is Hitler. Trump's a fascist. All his followers are Nazis. Do you even know what one is? Do you even know what the definition of fascism is? Because obviously they can say anything they want from their studios in New York City and Washington. She can get on stage, and none of them, and I know this for a fact because I'm on X or Twitter all the time, none of them question anything. If Trump says something that doesn't make sense, I'm going to question it. Last night, I did. I'm like, oh, dude, you called her a sleazebag. I know it just came out of your mouth, but I'm sure Tucker went, oh, shit, you just said sleazebag. They're going to annihilate you for that. I never see anybody on the left go, oh, Kamala said that. Oh, that's horrible. She should have said that. Maybe, nope. Everything's perfect. It fits in the box, and that's how it is. The media and the audiences. Media never questions anything on the left. It's all perfect. It's all rainbows and unicorns. Literally.
You assume they will accept an out of context quote and not look behind for the entire thought process. So Liz isn't just a liar and a cheat. She's also playing along. She's a fabricator. The media plays along with it because you know what? This is their side. This is why the mainstream media is dead. It's gone. You know what? You can put a nail in this coffin. It ain't coming back after 2024. It's why Liz Cheney, it's why Harris, it's why Waltz, who just called Elon Musk gay. Probably didn't hear that from the media, did you? But you heard it here. That's why they can't do podcasts. They can only survive in 2-minute bursts on CNN and MSNBC. Because if they were in a situation where somebody asked a follow-up question or showed the clip in entirety, they'd be humiliated for the shit posters they are. This is how you perpetuated the Fine People hoax, the bloodbath lie, the drinking bleach.
Damn, Greg, you're being a little offensive, aren't you? He's bringing the heat because it's absolutely true. Do you know what it's like to do this? Let me just tell you. You're looking at a box, a camera. You got 2 lights here. You have a microphone. You got your electronics. That's it. Every single thought that happens, you have to be able to articulate it like that. There's no script. There's no teleprompter. They can't do that. There's no way that they can basically say what they mean because they don't mean what they say. It's very simple. When you understand, you're going to be telling people with passion how you specifically feel. Then it becomes not really as objective because I am a Trump supporter. I don't work for CNN. CNN, you're supposed to be news, but you can't because you're just reading lines that someone tells you you have to read, which makes you a mannequin, basically a ventriloquist dummy. Because we don't know what you really feel, which is why your numbers suck so bad. It's hard for you to build an audience because nobody gives a shit what you have to say. And Kamala is running that kind of presidential campaign. She has no idea what she means. And unless it's on a teleprompter, she doesn't know what to say. This woman could be doing so much better as a politician if she just came out and said what she meant. To this day, I don't know what she stands for. I know if Trump gets up there and like he did last night and called her a sleazebag and people laughed, the man spoke for about an hour. Tucker asked him like 3 questions and he just boom, bam. Oh, okay. He knew it. He knew it. He knows business. If you asked him about Scrabble or something, maybe he wouldn't know it. But if you go in his wheelhouse, he goes through it. Notice one of the new things he's been saying lately. Yes, I'm embracing RFK. I love Bobby. Stay away from my oil. That ain't your lane, bro. I don't want to hear your environmental crap. Don't want to hear it. You're over here. Leave my oil alone. I don't think people take enough credit in what he's saying there. He's like, this is my lane. Elon's going to have this lane. You're going to have this lane. Don't F with my oil. I'm a drill, baby, drill, and we're going to make some money. Kamala, what do you stand for? And then the media is told, they get the talking points in the morning, say, hey, read this, say that, do that, bring on this guest. This guest is going to say this, like Greg said, for 2 minutes, and then you cut to the next story. They're fake. In essence, that's what he's saying. They are fake. Their producers are fake. Their audience is fake. There's no possible way, like the guy from CNBC talking about the billionaires that aren't speaking out. Why do you think they're not speaking out? This man's over here telling me I'm going to cut your taxes and help you get rich again. And this one's over here telling me I'm going to basically tax you on unrealized capital gains. There's not much to speak out. It's like, I might be a Democrat, but damn, I got to go with this dude, bro. What do you mean? You're not going to speak out? He's been mean. I don't give a shit. I don't care how mean he is. I'm about to get paid. I'm about to get pizzed if this guy gets back in office. So I'm sorry. Call me a hypocrite. I'm a Democrat, but I'm not a nut. I have a business to run here. Okay? Okay. So you idealists, go do what you need to do. But, we're going to make some money. Which is why Trump says people are doing things and making moves because they know I'm coming back in office. Hey, take your DEI stuff and take off. That shit's over. We're not doing that no more. And they can't understand what's wrong. They can't understand how people are shifting. Because they know they no longer have to appease you. It's over. It's done. So whatever you're going to do on November 6th, you do. But the media, start packing your bags. Start packing your bags.
Again, it's time to put a nail in the coffin of mainstream media.
So true. So true. Now, let me show you how bad the propaganda really is. This video I'm going to show you right now, and no, Trump hasn't come on yet. This video right now is going to just leave you with your jaw just wide open. This was meant to, how can I say this? This was meant to show Republicans and center Democrats the mistake you're about to make on Tuesday. It's stunning.
We weren't always like this. We had a beautiful life. The best parties. The most beautiful friends. We thought it was just another election. So a lot of us didn't vote. Why bother? Everyone knew the system was rigged. Many of us even voted for them. I know it sounds crazy now, but we didn't like Democrats back then. We were angry about the vaccine mandates and how they handled the war in Gaza and the way they wanted to censor free speech on the internet.
They want unquestioned obedience.
So what did we end up doing? We voted for the guys who openly said they wanted to imprison dissenters and use the military against their political opponents. So yeah, we were wrong on that, big time. When Trump got sick and died, Vance was 39 years old when he became president. 30 years later, he's still president today. And with the Supreme Court on his side, they gave him dictatorial powers. They took away women's reproductive rights, outlawed contraception, and removed the minimum wage. Then we had repression of dissent, AI surveillance of everything we did or said on a level we couldn't imagine. The government under Vance, Peter Thiel, and Elon Musk set up concentration camps for illegal immigrants, then legal immigrants, then even homeless people. They finally admitted climate change was real, but it was too late. Florida sank into the Gulf and the West burned, and cities across the country became uninsurable, then uninhabitable. Musk and Thiel poured all of our resources into artificial intelligence so they and their friends could become immortal. I don't know what happened to them, but I know what happened to us.
So by voting for Trump and Vance, you are basically voting for the end of humanity. That is the sickest thing I think I've ever seen people on the left put out to people. And they're targeting Republicans and people in the center who had some doubts about Kamala. And so they're giving them a glimpse into the future of what life is going to be like if you don't vote for Kamala. You know, you went ahead and you had to vote for these guys, and then he just never left. And then Elon Musk did this, and Peter Thiel did that. And then we don't know what happens to them because they're the elites, and we're stuck here eating the dogs and the cats. I have never seen a political campaign run this way. This political campaign is otherworldly. They have decided to brainwash people, gaslight people, use MK Ultra, everything they possibly can, because their stuff doesn't work. You have to understand, that is the core messaging of everything that they're doing. It's the reason why CNN and MSNBC and ABC and everybody else is lying, and she's lying. They're not telling them their audience what they're really going to do, because nobody wants what they are offering. You got a store that you're trying to open and nobody wants the shit that you're selling. And you can't be honest, because then you would even lose the zombies that are following you right now. So that's why they're elevating baby removal to the top of the list. They've done their research. They understand that there's so many people out there who think and that they could basically brainwash into thinking that was their new religion. You can't have a man telling you about that. Never mind the fact when you look at most of these people, they have no desire of procreation. You saw in that video, and they showed it started off with the blue-haired girl at a party, and she was dancing sandwiched between two young men. I don't know where that's happening, because all these kids now, they're doing this all day long, playing their video games. Nightclubs are out of business. Nobody's going to clubs. I remember down here, you could go to certain places and there were clubs everywhere. They don't go to clubs. They're not looking for the hookup. What do college kids do nowadays? I was in a fraternity. Most of the time we were drunk or gonna get drunk every single weekend when we weren't playing football. And then Thursdays. And then Tuesdays was picture night. So we always had a schedule as to, hey, we're going to drink some beers. We're going to do stuff. Maybe you might meet a girl. What are these kids doing? Their religion is baby removal, and protesting is their extracurricular activities. And somehow they've convinced these weirdos that what you need to worry about and what's most important is baby removal. When you're not even doing the horizontal bop. You know, in order for that to happen, you got to do that. But you're not even appealing because you're like the white dudes from Harris, and you don't even know if this person is binary, double secret probation binary, and whether they are swinging or receiving. I don't know how you do it. Hey, hi, nice to meet you. Susie. No, my name's Fred. Oh, Fred. Never mind, I'm not into you. Oh, wait a second. What, you're offended? You're offended because, you know... All right, let's start over again. So, hi, Fred. Yeah, you want to eat? No, I can't eat this. It's got GMOs and... All right, hold on a second. All right, let's start over again. All right, Fred, would you like to dance? Oh, you being creepy with me? What song are you talking about? I don't know. The DJ's going to play a song. A DJ? Is the record or whatever he's using, is it made out of plastic? Did it come from petroleum? I'm just going to go back and play my video game and talk to you, okay? Yeah, you do that. I just said that, but it's pretty indicative of what's happening right now. You can't say to a woman, if you find a woman, it can be defined, hi, you're cute. Would you like to go out on a date? Oh, you're being rapey. No, I just wanted to know if you... Oh, no, I'm going to have to tell HR. You did it at work. Where are the guidelines? And so these are the same people that they're trying to convince that you got to worry about baby removal. Because it's Halloween was last night, but it's every single day with these people. I was talking about Robin the other day, and I'm like, you remember how we met? Yeah, we went to a party, and we met, and we talked to each other, and then, you know, you fell in love with me, and you chased me around. You know, I have to make sure the door doesn't open, and she hits me because I'm making that part up. I had to chase her, but I'm okay with that. Anyway, you do what a man and woman do. Hi, how would you like to go out for dinner? Hey, where would you like to go out to dinner? Okay, you're picking it. Okay, great. Have you seen the menu prices here? You know what I mean, guys. And ladies, you know what I mean too. And then you call and you send flowers and you do the different things that you do. These kids don't do it. What are your options at this point? What are your life options that the Democrats have taken off the table? Can't go here. Can't buy this. Can't eat this. Can't do that. Don't say the wrong word. If you say this... So, Trump's got a lot of work to do. We, as Republicans / MAGA, have so much work to do. We have to let people understand it's okay to be people again. I was a bouncer back in college on a street that had probably 10 clubs. And everybody would, have the street party. There's a place in Florida here called Eber City. And there'd be like 50,000 people in the street over in Tampa just having fun, laughing. I worked at Disney. I was on Pleasure Island. There was the Adventurers Club and the Rock and Roll Beach Club and the Jazz Club and the disco place. And people would just come out and party and have fun and talk to each other. And guys would meet women and women would meet guys. And it's life. And they've destroyed life. And that video basically tells you that that's where they think things are going. So if you feel you have no hope, if you feel the Republicans are basically evildoers, then no wonder they're crawling through bushes at a golf resort to try and take Trump out. Their sacrament is baby removal. And then all the other sacraments that come along with it. I can't keep up. You got the climate thing. You got the food. You got all the rest of them. It's like these people have never been to a beach in Fort Lauderdale. Oh my God, if they saw... Oh, comedy. Oh, you can't have that. I forgot about that. That's a big one. Can't have comedy. Can't I go fishing? Can't go hunt? Oh, you got a gun? Oh, can't date you. We have a lot of work to do. It begins November 6th. I just hope you're ready for the fight. Because these people ain't going to be easy to bring back to reality. In fact, I don't think many of them are going to make it back to reality. It's nuts. Trump has not taken the stage. In fact, nobody has. So we'll wait. Let's take some of your comments. Neo says he'd been to Ybor City 20 years ago. Fun time. Yeah, it was great, man. I loved Ybor City. There was a restaurant called the Colombian Restaurant. Rob and I would go have dinner at the Colombian, and then we'd go out from there at Colombia, and then go out and go to different clubs. It was awesome. They do it on They do it on Facebook and X to me all the time. A 64-year-old straight female mother of 2 grown sons. I just tell them to contact a dating service. It's nuts. Let's see here. The Democrat Party did the same thing in 2020, cheating in the same states. Nothing new with the Democrat Party. Nope. And they got, just to let you know, they got beat again. You just mentioned that. Let me see if I can find this, because they did get smacked down again. This is, some of the stuff that I try to tell you because it keeps happening. Hold on, let me find, show you this one, because another big bomb dropped. Let me see if I can find, here it is. Okay. Let me move that comment so you guys can see this. It just keeps happening. It's happening so quickly now, they don't even know what to do. Here we go. Breaking. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court, and this was as of 7:38, so just a little while ago, just blocked an effort by lower court judges to force election officials to count mail-in ballots that show up with incorrect dates or no dates at all. This is yet another massive loss for the Democrats. They can't even get Democrat justices to side with them anymore. It's why they're doing anything and everything in their power to disenfranchise Trump voters. Don't let up. We are winning. As I mentioned before, this isn't something that we have seen. I wasn't being facetious when I told you earlier. It just keeps happening. They keep boom. Hey, you don't like that? Right to court. Boom. You win. Something is different in 2024, and you guys need to be aware of it and be taking notice that things are a lot different. And there's only a couple days left for this stuff to happen. This is the fall of SmackDowns. And I think one of the really big things about that SmackDown thing is because people are fighting back. And they were prepared this time. Barry, how can Raskin say it doesn't matter if Trump wins? We won't let him and we won't certify. How is that not threatening against the will of the people? There's so many different things that they can try. But I have to believe by the time it gets to that point, they will have taken so many smackdowns that it's futile. And then when it becomes futile, the thing that you will notice is that people will begin to basically protect their own ass. None of what they do can one person do it. He by himself can't try to do any of this. He would need a coalition of people who are willing to stick their neck out on the line and say, let's go get Trump. And what I'm seeing right now over the last week, and I'm watching SmackDown after SmackDown after SmackDown, I can't even imagine by 3 months from now, early January, 3 months, November, December, 3 months, that they're going to have enough strength of coalition to do any of the shit that they want to do. It is becoming more apparent that the teeth of this lion are made of like paper dentures. Yeah, you can get out there and talk and say anything you want, but you can't do it alone, and you're going to need a whole bunch of people behind you. And I think those people behind him are going to begin dwindling because, if nothing else, they care about their own asses. Their own positions. See, it's fine when you're all talking, you're all in power, and I got a coalition of 100 people behind me. I have a coalition of 70 people behind me. And they just start dropping off, go, dude, I can't help you. There'll always be the AOCs. There'll always be the Presley and the Rajiv Tlaib and Ilhan Omar. But the writing is going to be on the wall. Depending on what the numbers look like Tuesday, How much strength do you think that Punjab, whatever her name is, and Ilhan Omar, how much power are they going to have? That causes a lot of people to sit back and go, maybe I should just shut the F up and worry about my own reelection in a year or two. Jamie Raskin, you watch what happens in New York. If the New York numbers are such that, you're going to see people like Chuck Schumer, who likes getting that check and that, playing that game. You're going to see people like AOC. You're going to see Jamie Raskin all going, so it's possible now with Trump getting this percentage of New York, they could vote my butt out. Yep. And then your game's totally over. Because if Trump can put 20,000 people in inside of Madison Square Garden and another 90,000 people outside, I wouldn't want to F with that. I would not want to piss this guy off to the point where he says, you know what, I'm going to come in New York and I'm going to campaign with this guy against you. And I don't even care who this guy is. He can be another ventriloquist dummy, but this is the guy we need to get rid of Jamie Raskin. So watch what happens on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whenever they get around to it. And watch the numbers. Those numbers are going to tell you what's going to happen in the future. If New York is a blowout and Kamala Harris wins New York by 30 points, like most Democrats have done, 20, 30, then probably not. He'll probably keep trying to push it. But if it's close and his district turns red, as a part of the entirety of the state, I would watch out. I would shut up and take my check. Hello, my favorite garbage patrons. Thank you. Take Newsom. Newsom, I don't know what they're going to do with California. California may be where you just got to put the rope around it and say, like, y'all, sorry. But again, watch the numbers. Everything that's going to happen post November 5th is going to be dependent upon the numbers on November 5th, because that's going to show power, or as they like to say in politics, it'll show a mandate. If Trump wins some of these states and has a mandate going forward, it's going to be very hard for those people currently in power to keep their bravado. Because they will realize they don't have it that way, and this man is coming. And also take into account, when Trump wins, if it's by certain numbers in certain states, those governors, you know what kind of pressure he can put on them with Elon and RFK Jr., and they start digging and saying, how much money have we given New York lately? What have they done with it? Yeah, let's go ahead and cut that. And until you do X, Y, and Z, you're not going to see any more of that. Maybe that's why Eric Adams at this point is like, no, he's not a fascist. No, man, dude's good. He's all right. He's all right with me. We're good. Because at this point, you're going to start seeing people look out for their own butts. You're going to have to. Your own self-worth and livelihood is going to depend upon what happens on Tuesday night. Just not for the presidency. This has the tentacles go very long in this. That's why they're saying vote down ballot. And they're going to see the numbers. And if Jamie Raskin, I don't know which district he's in, but if his numbers don't, him and what's the other guy, the Penguin guy, for his name, Nadler, their numbers don't look good. I don't know if I need to latch on this craziness about not certifying if I'm already going to get out of here. So watch those numbers. Oregon is voting Trump in Portland. Love to see that. How can this vote even be close? It's only close because of the media. The media and the cheating. And what we're seeing, which is why I keep showing you these court orders, is that little by little, some of the things that they have been doing are being torn down. And then count into it the surge, the amount of people who are voting early. There's videos out there right now where people are talking about that it could be over before November 5th as they're watching the tally of the early voters? Remember, again, if there's only 1,000 people in a specific area, that means there's only 1,000 votes. If the early vote shows that Trump has 510 out of the 1,000, you can't manufacture more. There's just not enough. So you can't just keep tallying votes. And now they're saying, oh, this guy's dead. These people are here. These people, nope, can't count them. And now the Democrats are saying, okay, watch somebody really mess up. Maybe the lady in Colorado with what she did. Maybe the lady in Michigan. People they're getting pressure to do this and that. And because they're getting pressure to do crazy stuff, there are also people who know from last time who are watching. Go ahead. Let me see how you're going to finagle this one. And they know what to look for this time. And so it's not 2020. That's the thing you have to get it out of your mind. This is 2024, and there's a whole host of people, hundreds of thousands of people, thousands of lawyers who are just looking. Oh, okay, let me see what you do. And now you've got Elon Musk with the election integrity community, and their people are posting in there. They didn't have that in 2020. In fact, you couldn't because you would get kicked off. Imagine that. Right now, that's probably the biggest thing, is now we have the ability to let everybody know, hey, this is going on over here. You'd never heard that. Hey, this guy got slapped. I've seen that video with the people in South Carolina. Oh, let's do something about that. So it's good. I'm Christian, and when I see these things like pray and let God handle this, I got to push back. I got to push back because you have to do this. God gave you the legs, the arms, the mouth, the ability to fight back. You just can't say, I'm good. Yeah, I'll just watch. Yeah, I'm pretty sure God will take care of this. Don't work that way. Doesn't work that way. You are going to have to get in the game. You have to make sure that you do your part. I'm not going to get into any religious argument, but you just can't sit back and expect Santa Claus to give you the result you want. You can pray for a miracle, of course, we all do. But if you have the ability to do something, then God gave you that ability. He didn't say, here's the ability to talk, here's the ability to tweet or post, here's the ability to take a picture, here's the resources to buy a camera. If God gives you all those things, and then you say, but I'm not going to do anything else, what are you doing? God gave me the gift of gab. I can talk. And then he said, let me give you the resources to buy the lights and the camera. Okay. Now, I can ask for intervention in telling me the topics. Can you give me some idea where I should go, just like a pastor would? That kind of stuff. But he when I was thinking about doing this, I can't say, okay, all right, God, give me a camera. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. There you go. This is the answer. We all vote, then God will handle it. That's a big difference. I don't understand where everyone's getting these numbers that Christians don't vote. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I think that's going to be wrong this year. And I think it's going to be wrong because I see the most conservative group in the country. Most conservative group in the country. I would have to say they are. Arguably one of the most conservative groups in the country. The Amish are coming forward. Those people are saying, I want to grow my food. I want to take care of my family. And I want y'all to leave me the hell alone. We're going to vote. They've been self-sufficient. They're not sitting back and going, let God take care of it. God handled Jericho, but the people had to march and blow the trumpets. Got to do our part. Got to do our part. God created government. It's in the Bible. Surely he expects us to stand up for his word by voting correctly. Yep. Absolutely. Has to be against some law. God give us gifts to know who's righteous, and the ability to discern. That's important. Looking on stage, they said Trump was supposed to go up at 9. That's obviously not happening. With 50 million votes is what's this? I don't know that word. Hala is can't figure that. If the Amish are coming out, then we have no excuses, none whatsoever. There ain't a Christian sitting on the sidelines who has a single excuse. If these people are taken in there and they're riding a horse and buggy, go ahead, we're gonna vote. If you're dragging out the entire population to vote, we don't have any excuse whatsoever. Vote, you smart and strong Amish women, absolutely. Thank God. Oh, well, that's so nice, Rose. Thank you very, very much. Barry, did you get my email? I haven't had a chance to check my email since the earlier show. That show was, 4:30-ish or whatever. It went for 2.5 hours. I grabbed something to eat, then I had to get in for pre-production here, and now we're doing this show, and then after this, then I'll eat some dinner, and then I'll probably pass out, because I got 3 shows tomorrow. Three. But I'll check it sometime in the next day or so. 3 shows tomorrow, 3 shows Sunday, 4 shows Monday. So this is where I need God. I'm gonna have to pray like, God, give me the strength. Give me the strength to do this over the next 3 days. 10 shows. 10 rallies. 3, and 4. 10 rallies between now and Tuesday morning. And then, of course, we got the big show Tuesday night. Faith without works is dead. God ain't no bellhop. I love that. Oh, that is so perfect that you said that. Yeah, he ain't carrying your luggage for you. Oh my God, that's so funny. Oh yeah, Trump is a machine. I don't know. I just don't know how he's doing it. Don't know how he's doing it. It's just phenomenal what this guy is going to do. So, you know what we're going to do while we're waiting? Ashley's not here today because our grandson, her son, my grandson, has a football game. It's Friday night. But I'm not going to tell her. But let's go ahead and give away 3 hoodies while we wait. Hold on. Alrighty here. So let's go ahead and give away 3 hoodies. Let's put it up here so you guys can see it. And I'm going to give away 3 right now. Let's do this. Alright, you guys can see it. There it is. Oh, and I got to tell you about Tuesday night as well. Alright, first one. Barbara Millard. So here's where these names are coming from. If you have previously signed up or to register to win, there's names in there, and so I'm just I'm picking them. Barbara Millard. Let me go ahead and refresh and do it again. And we've got Brandy Bailey. Brandy Bailey, you now have a free Trump hoodie, and it's getting kind of chilly up north, so these things are going to be quite warm. And the last one is Joshua Simmons. Joshua Simmons, you have won one as well. So thank you guys for playing. We'll get those out to you. And it would be nice if some of you people would send us pictures of your, put it on so we can see it. We'd love to see it. You can't do this on your phone. You can't do what on your phone? How do I sign up? I have to open up the registration page again, but I shall do that. So let me just tell you something. We're going to be giving away some stuff Tuesday night. This is why you need to come here. Just so you know, every time a state is called for Trump, we're going to give out gold and silver. This is silver, and that is gold. You'd be surprised how much this is worth right here. Silver and gold. Silver and gold. They're coming in from Lear Capital. So tomorrow, one of the shows, I'm going to explain to you the value of it and how you get it and everything else. They'll ship it right to your house. But we're going to be giving away gold and silver every time a state is called. So when they say, hey, we'd like to call the state of Montana for Donald Trump, I'm going to go ahead and click that button. I'll have a different registration page, and somebody is going to win a gold coin. How's that sound? Or a silver coin. And keep going, and keep going, and keep going. And I'll show you what the value of gold is per ounce right now, and I'll show you what those coins weigh, and we'll just ship them to you. You can do what you want with them. You can run down to your local pawn store and flip it and get some cash, or you can hold on to it and put it in your safe or under your mattress or whatever you want. That's what I'm going to do on Tuesday night. Ain't nobody else doing that. I'm going to be giving away gold and silver all night Tuesday night. So we got, I don't know how many states will announce or Trump will win, but let's say he wins, I don't know, 30-something states, we can get 30 gold coins. Yeah, it's going to be like that. We'll do some runner-up stuff with hoodies and stuff like that, but yeah, man, it was funny. Robin saw this, and she's like, I could make a necklace. I'm like, well, you ain't drilling that gold coin for a necklace? Hey, you wear a gold coin under here. Are you kidding me? And let's see how it sits. You gotta drill it and make a necklace out of it. No, man, that's redeemable. You understand? A lot of people were saying, "Hey, what can I do with gold? I can't. It's not transactional. I can't go to the store with it." No, but you could basically the next day send it to Lear Capital and say, "Cash me out," or you could just take it to a pawn shop in your local area and say, "Hey, what are you giving me for gold these days?" And that, you won't believe how much this is right here. So I'm going to give you all the details on probably Monday. We'll start talking about it and getting people to register. And have a good time on Tuesday night. And you guys are going to make some money. Somebody's going to make some money, that's for sure. Let me talk to you about Lear Capital right now. If you see what's going on in the world right now and what may happen here in America, you may want to prepare and pay attention. You know that Lear Capital is a big supporter of this show. If you want to be protected in the event that things go off the wall, I advise you to look into buying gold and silver. We are all just one catastrophic event away from the value of the American dollar plunging. Do you know what's not plunging? Gold and silver. In fact, gold hit an all-time high recently. In fact, I think it hit it again today. I'm telling you now, make sure that you have some form of your money invested in precious metals. Lear Capital will ship your gold or your silver coins directly to your house. It's not just a certificate. You can store them in your gun safe, or you can store them off-site in a 24-hour protected facility. It's totally up to you. But when things go crazy here, or across the world, the value of the American dollar is going to decline. It's inevitable, and it might not even take a war. We may do it to ourselves. And I mean, the Federal Reserve plays around with interest rates, the US dollar will likely decline in value as well. Meanwhile, you'll see gold and silver continue to rise in value. If you call Lear Capital, they will take the time to educate you and answer all of your questions about gold and silver. Just give them a call at 800-601-5430 or go to Learberry, that's me, Learberry.com, to download your free de-dollarization report. You should know that Lear Capital is an American company. If you call them today, you'll be speaking with people right here in the United States. Now is the time to take action. Don't wait until after the election. That could be too late. We all want Trump to be elected. But if he isn't, or if they find a way to steal it, you'd better be prepared. Call 800-601-5430 or go to Learberry.com. And when you call, ask them how you can get up to $15,000 in bonus gold with a qualifying purchase. There's absolutely no obligation to buy anything. Just free information on protecting your hard-earned dollars with gold and silver. You know, when you think about it, you're actually not buying anything. You're simply going to be exchanging dollars for gold, moving currency. Give them a call today. Tell them Barry sent you. All right, so as of today, Friday, November 1st, gold is over $2,700 an ounce. So it's viable, very viable. I love what Patty just said here. Patty just posted this. I just weighed out a gold necklace. Cha-ching! It could be fun. Somebody asked, can you do that in other countries, like somebody from Montreal? Yeah, you can. I'm pretty sure gold works up there. I'm pretty sure it works anywhere. It's the original currency. So yes, it works. Somebody just posted, this is funny. What if Trump wins all 50 states? Well, if Trump wins all 50 states, I'm going to be busy. Well, me and Ashley contacting you every state that they call. And then the big one is when he's announced as winning the presidency. Hopefully on Tuesday night, we will have that happen. We will have them say Trump is the new president for 2025. But who knows? We may have to push that one back until all the states come in. But if he wins 50 states, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Not every time he's announced as the winner. Every time. Doesn't matter if it's 1 or 50. We're going to do that. Very, very. What is the ending commercial of each of the latest videos? No, it's not a commercial. It's just my outro that I put together, and that's all. There's no commercial. It's just what it does. So here's why that outro is there now. When I would stop the stream, people were telling me it was cutting off, and I'm like, okay, how can I make it not cut off? And then also, and so let me just put this 2-minute outro, and then I can cut it, and nobody misses any of the show. So it's not an ad. It's literally just an outro. Too big to rig to go 50. Barry, I love your enthusiasm. Yeah, awesome. Very awesome. God helps those who help themselves. I firmly believe that. I'm going to pray that he wins. Yeah, we all should pray that he wins for sure. When Trump wins, there isn't going to be no, they're not going to go easily. I mean, you can pray for peace, you can pray for safety, but these people are not going to go quietly, as they say, not quietly into that night. Can you give silver and gold every time Kamala says Donald Trump? Oh, no, I don't think there's enough gold in Fort Knox. She says it like every other word. Geez, guys. Buying gold at an old-time high make you lose money in the short term if Trump wins. In the long term, you'll win. Not necessarily. I don't want to get into a long investment talk in terms of how gold is, but it's pretty much a lot of things would happen for gold to have to tank. I mean, and with what's going to happen on November 6th, it could be crazy. If you can't buy gold or silver, buy some moonshine. So you must be up in the North Carolina way, bro. Yeah. I remember the first time Robin took me up to the mountains, and one of her cousins, he brings out this mason jar. It's got clear in it, and he sits it down. Would you like a sip of this? I'm like, what the hell is that? Well, that's some shine. What the hell is shine? Oh, all right, yeah, I'll taste it. Oh, hey, no more of that, please. Okay, no. I remember being back in college and drinking grain alcohol, and I thought that was the nastiest stuff ever. And then being from Jamaica, we had this thing called overproof, and then that became the nastiest thing ever. And then it took some shine, and that was it took the shine off already. Man, that make your head snap. Barry, may God give you supernatural strength. Thank you very much. Thank you for that. Not sure what's holding him up, but he's still up. Still not. Where'd that comment go? It got stuck. Barry, I saw a report where an electric voting machine was videoed changing Trump's to Kamala. Did you see that? All right. Good point. Let me see if I can find what happened. Because that's interesting. I did see it. And she chimed in. Okay. See how fast X is? How I can find stuff that fast? All right, so here was somebody doing exactly what this Karen says. This man posted a video, and he says, are reporting that the voting machines are flipping votes from Trump to Kamala. The voters are urging everyone else to check their printed ballots before submitting them. So there was a complaint, and there was a video posted. So what do you think happened next based on what I've been telling you? Well, this man, it got to the attention of Laura Trump. And she answers, I just spoke to Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick about voting in Tarrant County, Texas. They have looked into it, and the error has been corrected with the voting machines. Today is the last day to vote early. They're watching everything. So the answer to your question, yes, I saw that video and others that were doing this. And she's on it. Not like Ronna McDaniel. And that's one of the problems I think that some people have is they don't see the follow-up. A lot of people saw this video and they went, ooh, what's going on? This doesn't look good. The votes are changing. It's not working. And then right away, boom, not right away. When did she post hers? I can't tell what time she posted hers. But she responded. So stuff is getting to the people who need to look at things. Again, say something. This man, a man of memes, Ricky Doggin, he actually made a video, posted it. It got around. People started spreading it. And it got to Laura Trump. She got on the phone, contacted the guy, Lieutenant Governor, and just that fast got it fixed. Not fixed, but resolved. So keep saying things. Keep reporting what you see. Yeah, Elon has... This is why they needed to get rid of him. That's why they wanted to basically destroy X, because that wasn't happening in 2020. That's a perfect example. Karen saw what happened. She just posted a comment, hey, did you see this was happening? But she hadn't seen the follow-up because, it's happening so fast. Boom, got it. Boom, on it. Done. That wasn't happening in 2020. We couldn't, there was no, who do we tell? I just saw something happen. Oh, you're deleted. You're banned. You can't, there's no one you can tell now. Okay, bye. And now it's like instant. I mean, it's just crazy at this point how fast it's happening. Trump could have won in 2020 with Laura. He could have won in 2020 with just about anybody if there was the ability to communicate. See, that's where I think a lot of people are really missing, because many of you, as I know, haven't been on X, weren't on Twitter. Some of you guys are new users. Because you're new users, you don't know. It wasn't like it is right now in 2020. I want you to imagine take it back to 2020, and a lot of people were talking about the 17th letter of the alphabet because we couldn't even say what it was. And a lot of people were reading things on different networks like Telegram and this and that, and they were getting ideas on what to do, and it was crazy, absolutely crazy. And then everybody got booted off. Thousands of conservatives booted off of Twitter back then. Gone. Facebook, gone. Here, YouTube, gone. And so we were wandering in the dark. There was no way for us to communicate to anybody, hey, they just did this. Nobody had any reach. Nobody had any amplification. It was just darkness. And we saw it, many of us saw it happening, but there was nothing we could do about it. That has changed. That has changed because of what Elon Musk is doing right now. Just made an X. I like it a lot, actually. Yeah, people will once they get over. By the way, while you're mentioning that, and we're waiting, if you want to join our private membership, you know how many people have memberships on YouTube? I didn't want to do that. I think they're crazy. So I created a membership group on X. And that membership group is 100% free, and there's a crap load of content in it. So all you've got to do is go to fanfareshop.org/group. Just think of it as X Lite. It's curated. We make sure that there's not a not a lot of junk in there. There's no swearing, and if you decide to post and you put the F word, it's going to hold it, and it's going to require you to get basically moderator approval. Let me just show you while I'm waiting. All right, so let me do this. Pull this over here so I can show you, and then I can take it down from there and open this up and show that. All right, so this is the group, Fanfare Patriots. And as you can see, we've got 7,100 members. And these things here are things I'm building out, but if you click here, it'll take you videos on tutorials, videos about news, blah, blah, blah. And then I've got this first video here pinned, and it's about the panda stuff. But as I say here, don't watch this if you ain't ready for it. Pray first. A lot of people were asking me about the panda stuff last night, so I pinned some information here. And then down here, see, I don't know, Cat Snow, she posted that. People are creating their own content. Trump, Black American Nephew, Jane. You see what I'm saying here? People are posting. This isn't just me. You're able to basically put stuff up here and allow other people to consume the information that you're putting up. This is the guy, the Muslim mayor from Michigan. People are posting it. This was the bridge. Breaking Washington State. Okay, so here's something new. Somebody just posted this, Gerald Etheridge, and it says, breaking Washington State governor has activated National Guard in case of election-related violence and riots. See, that's a story that I will now have to dig into. So that's how I come up with my stories. Because the thing about that is, why would the state of Washington go into riots when Trump wins? Is the election close in Washington State? That's kind of weird. That is very weird, because it's a liberal state, so they should be fine. They're going to all vote for Kamala, unless it's not. That's very, very interesting. Antifa is rested and ready. But why would they be doing stuff in Washington? I mean, I could see them mobilizing and driving across the country, but why are they looking to go crazy up there? I don't understand. Are they going to do Chad all over again? I don't know, but maybe you guys can answer that one. Why would the people over in Washington State be worried about what's going on with the election in Washington? Let's see here. Barry, I need some advice on real estate. I also have questions about it too. I'm a senior in high school. What kind of degree is best? For real estate? None. Don't waste your time. Don't spend. No, I don't want your mom getting pissed off at me. No, you don't need that. let me just tell you. Let me take a break from politics for a second because you done hit my wheelhouse. I have questions about what degree is best. How do I say this? In order to be successful in real estate, they don't teach you what you need to know in college. You can go take a business class or get your business degree or something in that regard, but it doesn't do anything. It's nothing. I don't want to talk you out of going to college because I love the experience. So the experience of going to college was worth it. Maybe do whatever you plan on doing. Get your degree however you want to get your degree. And then also over here, start working on your real estate stuff. So the first thing I would do, if you're interested in that, is study for a real estate license. Now, I never got a real estate license because I didn't have to, because she's got a real estate license. The reason I needed a real estate license in our business because it had access to data. And that allowed me to basically log into the MLS. I can see what's for sale. I can see all kinds of data. I can dig in and basically data mine. You're going to want to data mine because if you're first starting, and I said to you, hey, show me the top 10 selling neighborhoods within 2 miles of your house. You won't know that if you can't access data. Show me the top 10 worst neighborhoods, because I would want to know that too, because those are where I would look for, how do I say it, low-end housing. And I mean, not to go too far into this, but you'd be amazed at what the government pays a landlord for a 3 or 4 bedroom house down here. It's called Section 8. And getting those checks at the 15th of the month from the government, if they're dishing it out, you don't have to, look at it and go, that's a horrible program. Hey man, it's if they're paying, you want them checks. But I'll leave it at that for now. Remember, they looted and burned Portland back then. But wasn't it because of something that was happening in Portland? I thought something actually happened in Portland which caused them to do that. Somebody asked, is Trump doing a rally tonight? Yep. He's like, and let me just tell you. Let me show this to you because you may want to see. It's the rally is in Milwaukee at Fiserv Arena. And it's as big as Madison Square Garden, and it's packed. Here, let me show you this real quick.
That is President Trump.
So you can see that arena. That arena sits 19,000 people. It's the home of the Milwaukee Bucks. That's who plays there. And so it holds 19,000 people for this type of setup, and it's packed to the rafters. So we're all just waiting for him or somebody to get on stage. So which means he's not quite ready yet. So we're just waiting. Somebody said 21 million newcomers given $9,000 to $13,000 a month free housing, medical. Now, understand this. I would never do it. Nope, not going to happen. But there are a lot of people making a lot of money that the government is paying them to house these newcomers. I would never, ever do it. Just principle. That's where the RNC was, right? Oh, I don't know. It may have been. Unless you know someone with this. Wait a second. We have somebody coming up on stage. Who is this? Who might this be? This is that. We'll take him anyway. Here, I forget this guy's name. He's running for some office. Let's listen to what the gentleman has to say. Okay. If you guys recognize him.
Going, everybody? Right off the bat, I want to all of our service members and our veterans. Will you raise your hand for me? Let me tell you thank you, because I want you guys to look around. We're here because of the sacrifice you made. Thank you so much. You guys fought for this country. You gave us a right to do this, and I want to talk about another fighter we have that's fighting for this country, right? You and I are here because we're fed up where America is headed right now. The Harris-Biden administration has failed America. And we need a fighter. We need one that knows how to fight back against an overbearing government. We need a fighter by the name of Donald J. Trump. We need a fighter that knows how to win a fight, and man, we know he knows how to win a fight. President Trump is not only going to fight against the bureaucrats in Washington, D.C., but he's also going to fight to bring down inflation. He's going to fight to bring back energy independence. Drill, baby, drill. He's going to fight to actually get our economy back on track. And he's going to fight to secure our borders. Now, I know a little bit about fighting, and I know a fighter when I see one, and the man I'm talking about tonight showed great courage during an assassination attempt. The man stood up, he raised his fist in the air, and for all Americans, he said, "Fight, fight, fight." That's the guy we need to get this country back on track. This is a man I call my friend. This is a man that's soon to be the 47th President of the United States of America. So in closing, I want to say, may God bless you guys. May God bless President Trump. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you all.
All right, so we're going to have speakers coming out now, getting ready. I think like they only gave him like 5 minutes. Eric Tate was his name. Arizona for Trump. Yeah, now they're trying to arrest Trump and charge him with threatening Liz Cheney. How ridiculous. I do not know this man. His name was Eric Tate. I didn't know him. I recognized him from earlier, but I don't know who he is. Somebody said Trump said 10 p.m. I could see that because once they start bringing out these speakers, here comes another guy. Not really sure who this guy is either. So if you guys recognize who this guy is, let me know when he comes up, so we can let everybody know who he is. Hold on 1 second.
You guys ready to save America? Look at all the joy in here. There's a lot of joy in here. I don't see it on the other side. I'm also told that we heard on the plane ride in that Kamala last night dressed up as a moderate. It did not go well. No one's buying it. No one is buying this. Fake Kamala's got a lot of problems, and she can't even handle the softball questions. You guys all saw the interview on The View after they have absolutely destroyed all the successes that we had under President Trump. All of them. She was asked, what would you do differently than Joe Biden over the last 4 years? And she said, nothing comes to mind. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Under President Trump, we had a 45-year low in illegal immigration. We had a booming economy. The great working people of this state and across the country were able to buy more. They could afford a house. They could afford a car. All that's gone. The sticker shock every week at the grocery store is a testament to their failed policies. Every single thing that they've done has been a total disaster, but here's the good news. We're just a few days away from electing President Donald J. Trump. And before I had this job, I had a different job. I was the Attorney General in Missouri. That's right. And we took those vaccine mandates all the way to the Supreme Court, and we won. We took that student loan debt forgiveness scam to the Supreme Court, and we won. We took on big tech and exposed censorship in Missouri versus Biden. And let me tell you, I know a little something about fighting back, but I've never seen anybody as tough and willing to fight than President Trump. What we saw on that stage in Pennsylvania when he came within a millimeter of losing his life, his first reaction was to do what? Stand up and say, fight, fight, fight. So we can honor that. We can honor that courage with courage of our own. There's a reason why they call us garbage. There's a reason why they call us deplorables. There's a reason why they try to censor us. It's to silence us. It's to intimidate us. It's to try to get us to not come out and know that we have the right vision for America, but we know that we do. So here's what we need to do. On Tuesday, if you haven't done it already, vote. Get out and vote, because all the polls, they're great. These rallies are great. They're important, but the most important poll is going to be on Tuesday. So when you listen to all these great speeches and President Trump's got a humdinger coming for you, text 10 friends. Make sure somebody gets to the polls, because if we all do that, if we all fight back on Tuesday, we're going to make sure that President Trump is the 47th President of the United States. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Let's go.
Love how he says, let's deliver a landslide. So I think Trump may be the next person up. But I got something disturbing. You know, I talked about the Liz Cheney thing earlier, and I tell you the gaslighting and the brainwashing that the media is doing to people, and it works. It is a valid technique. It basically does work on people. While he was talking, I just got an email, rather long email. I want to read you this email because I want you to know what you're up against. I'm not going to obviously name the guy's name or woman, not sure what it is, but I'm going to read this to you. Barry, I love your channel. I have been following your channel for a good chunk of the election period. I am a Trump supporter, but I am officially done with him. This Liz Cheney thing is the final straw. He just keeps making it easy for the media and the Democrats to lie about things he said to make them sound worse than what he actually said. I don't understand why he says the things the way he says them. He says things in the weirdest ways that make it very easy to clip out of context. All he had to say when it comes to Liz Cheney is that she should be sent to war if she's so pro sending other people's sons and daughters to war. There's no way the media could have twisted it, and that's how most normal people would have said it. He should know how the media works by now, and he should know that they'll twist anything he says that they can make sound bad. He should have figured that he needs to watch how he says things for a long time so he doesn't give the fake news media plenty of things to work with to make him sound like he is indeed the next Hitler. If he's incapable of that, he should be running for president. At this point, I can see him losing the election legitimately without the Dems even needing to cheat. Every story like this one that the media puts out, without a doubt, chips away at voters that had reluctantly decided to hold their nose and vote for Trump after hearing story after story, and to believe he is as bad as the media is making him out to be, and it could cost him the election. If he loses this election and ends up in prison for the rest of his life, at this point, it's his own fault. At this point, I'm starting to think he would have been better off just making the Madison Square Garden rally the last event of his campaign, because every event he does, he's just giving the Dems more rope to hang him by. Thank you for the great content you put out, but I've had it with him, and I'm checking out of the whole election completely. End of email. I was going to respond, I just deleted it. I don't want anybody on my team who's not all in. When I played ball, I didn't want to be in the huddle with somebody who wasn't ready to take off that guy's head in front of me. You see, one of the things I learned playing football in life is, marriage, everything else, is what happens on the sidelines with the coach, what happens inside the huddle. And those of you who have never been in a huddle, let me just tell you what will happen. The coach will send in a play. The quarterback will announce the play. Some of us will, in the huddle, will go, that's not going to work, man. It hasn't worked all day. See what else he wants to run. And the quarterback will check his arm and see if there's an alternate play to run. And we may groan. But when you break that huddle, not a single person in that stadium or on the opposing team knows that you had a problem with what was called in the huddle. You then go to the line and you run that play as if you're going to score a touchdown on it, even though in your mind you didn't want that play to be run. There may be times Robin and I don't agree on things, but when you walk outside that door or somebody else steps in, we are united. We are not going to show other people, hey, I didn't like this. You didn't like that? I didn't like that. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, because the two of us as a front will take your head off. I don't want people like that on our side because that tells me and should tell you there are people amongst you who right now are watching this and they're watching the media and they're falling prey to them. That is one of the reasons why I keep showing these rallies. We all know what he's going to say. We all know the timing of it. We know how he's going to end it. Ain't no doubt I love this land. But the reason for showing them over and over again is to have positive reinforcement. Having played football, I know when you go to practice, you run the same damn play over and over and over again. Because when it comes to Sunday or Saturday, you need to make sure it's second nature. You know every single thing that's supposed to happen. You can recognize when something doesn't. This is somebody who probably wasn't ever on the team all the way in. I'm sorry you decide right now, 3 days beforehand, 4 days, that you're done with him. I hope your life is in a position where it cannot be hurt by what the alternative could be. And for the rest of you, if you see somebody who feels this is what he should have done, hey guys, I'm not feeling it right now. I think he should have said that. I don't like how he said this or said that. What do you guys think? And then you talk about it amongst yourselves. You figure it out. That someone amongst you may need help, may need propping up, may need some strength. Just like if they're hurting in prayer. If there's something in their life that they need to talk about. But right now, we cannot have people just opting out. That is the worst thing for our country right now if you're looking to opt out. And I feel bad for even bringing it up. But that was an email I just got. Somebody tonight fell. A soldier that we need, a vote we need, fell because the media worked on him or her. Don't know if they were. That's something I believe you guys need to help each other with as Trump takes place in the microphone. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy this talk. Enjoy each other. Talk amongst yourselves. Try to keep everybody up. We can't afford to see people just decide to opt out 3 or 4 days before an election. Just not cool.
Thank you very much. Wow, what a crowd this one is, huh? What a crowd. Look at that up in the rafters. I don't know, are you guys okay? Can you see that place? Low up there. Well, I have some friends up there. They couldn't get seats. Can you believe this? Thank you very much, everybody. It's great to be in Milwaukee. We love Milwaukee. And a very special welcome to We love this place, right? We got it, the ship contract. We got it, the biggest shipping contract. You know that? We love being in Wisconsin. I'm thrilled to be back in this beautiful state with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots. That's what you are. And we have a country that's going to hell, but we're going to turn it around very fast. And I'd like to begin with a very simple question. Very simple. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? So I've come today with a message of hope for all Americans with your beautiful vote. Oh, we don't want your money. I don't want your money. I want your damn vote. Okay? We want that vote. I will end inflation. I will stop the criminal invasion of our country, the biggest problem we have right now. And I will bring back the American dream. And this is all you really need to know. We have somebody who's grossly incompetent. As, I guess, I don't know, is she the vice president, the president? Is she a contender? What the hell is she? Kamala broke it, and I will fix it, and we'll fix it very quickly. And America will be bigger, better, bolder, richer, safer, and stronger than ever before. It's going to be. You watch. This is going to be so much fun. That's the good thing about that little slippage that they had, that little... You know, because it showed how bad they are. It showed how bad they are. And there's never been spirit like we had. There's never been any race that we've ever had in the history of this country that's had this kind of spirit. So I just want to thank everyone. This election is a choice between whether we will have 4 more years of gross incompetence and failure, or whether we'll begin the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. They're going to be the 4 greatest years. And I'm asking you to, it's very hard for you to do this, to be honest with you, because you look at what's happened to our country and how the hell can you do this? But I'm asking you anyway to be excited about the future of our country again. Just be excited.
How is the sound, everybody?
And I'm asking you, dream big. The American dream, just dream big. We're bringing it back. This will be America's new golden age. It's going to be the golden age. Look at this place. I mean, what the hell? How do you beat it? How do you beat it, huh? How's Eric doing? I think very well. Oh, boy. He's a great guy. He's a great-looking guy, too. Sometimes I'd say maybe he'd be better off without that mustache. I'm not sure. He's such a handsome guy. I said, I don't know. But, you know, I guess you better leave it, because I hear you're leading, so we have to leave the mustache. Right? And you're doing great, Eric. Boy, oh, boy, we love it. We love it. We love this whole place. We had a little event here, you know, recently, you know that, right? That was the convention. We had the convention. I had a little patch on my ear, excuse me. Little patch. I said, I don't know. I was a little embarrassed walking out with the patch. But there's nothing you can do about some things, right? Every problem facing us can be solved, but now the fate of our nation is in your hands. It really is. We win this state, we win the whole thing. You know that? On Tuesday, you have to stand up and you have to tell Kamala that you've had enough, that you can't take it anymore. She's been the worst vice president in the history of our country. And you remember, just 5 months ago, everybody was saying she can't run, she's grossly incompetent. She was the worst vice president in history. We're not going to take it anymore, Kamala. You're fired. Get the hell out of here. So today was the last day for in-person early voting for most of Wisconsin. There's a little tiny section, but I'm not going to get into the detail. But you still have until Sunday to vote early here in Milwaukee, as well as in Madison and Green Bay and Racine. We love Racine. We just left Green Bay. We had a great event. Was anybody at the one in Green Bay? That was a good one. That was, how's your football team? You know what I liked? I love Brett Favre. And we got a call from Brett, and you have to, I mean, he's a great guy, and boy, what a player. And I shook his hand. I said, man, that's the biggest hand I've ever seen. His fingers were like sausages. That's why he could throw a ball 80 yards, right? No, he was great, but he never did it before. It's such an honor because he never did it before. Thank you very much. No, Brett never did that before. You know, as an athlete, it's hard to do a little bit. You can't do it. You lose some fans, maybe, who knows? Crazy people that say, oh, I don't like him because he likes somebody, but Brett was great, and we had an unbelievable day. And to get his endorsement, and he wanted to do it right here. He wanted to do it right in Wisconsin, any place he said in Wisconsin. And he gave me a full endorsement, and that was a great honor, right? That was a great honor. Great guy. He could really rip that ball. So thank you very much to Brett. So get everyone you know, you have to do it. You have to vote, vote, vote. We're going to win this thing, and we're going to win it big, and I'd love to win it right here. I'd love it. And if you haven't voted early, just come on Tuesday. We don't care at this point. We don't care when you vote. Just make sure you vote. And if you see anybody cheating, then what you do, you know what you do? Report them immediately. No, we're doing great. We're leading just about, I think, all 7 swing states we're leading. But don't listen to me now. Don't listen. Just pretend we're 1 down, right? We're 1 point down, please. We don't want to say, oh, we don't have to vote today, Alice, because he's leading. No, don't do that. We've seen that stuff happen. We don't want to do that. Oh, the mic. Yeah, I think the mic stinks. I think it stinks. Crazy. Oh, that's what I was wondering what the hell they were shouting. I think this mic stinks, by the way. And then we don't pay the contractor. I say, don't pay the contractor. Then they write a story. Trump doesn't pay his bills. He's a bad guy. No, the mic is terrible. I had another one today. You know what? I've done 3 of these today. Somebody said, maybe what we could do is maybe we could just skip the last one. I said, there's no way I'm skipping. There's no way. And this is the best one of all. Look at this place. Thank you. The ladies from North Carolina, 259 of these they've come to. Look at them. They're beautiful. I don't know where the hell their husbands are. They're married. All of them are married. But they're great, and thank you very much. We're rounding the turn, aren't we, huh? We're rounding the turn. And we have front row Joes over here. Look at him. And we have Mr. Wall over here. You know, it is sort of sad. Is that mic now better back there? Oh, that pisses me off. They don't get it. Well, the mic at Madison Square Garden worked very well. Was that a great event? But honestly, it was basically the same crowd as you have here, right? Same thing. Your NBA arena, your team is very good. I would say the Greek is a seriously good player. Do you agree? And tell me, who has more Greek in him, the Greek or me? I think we have about the same, right? He's a great player, maybe the best player in the NBA, actually. He may be the best player. He's supposed to be a very good guy, too. But with your help, we're going to defeat Kamala Harris, and we're going to make America great again. Thank you very much. Thank you. So in breaking news, the economy created a pitiful, you won't even believe this, the economy stinks. What timing? What timing? 4 days before the election, they have among the worst numbers ever in history. Nobody's ever heard. They did 12,000 jobs. Normally you're 250, 300,000, 400,000. They did 12. Think of it, 12,000 jobs. And it's hundreds of thousands of jobs less than it should be. Think. Because they're pathetic. They don't know anything. These people don't know anything. She's a very low IQ person. We don't need a low IQ individual. We just had that for 4 years. We don't need this. But those numbers are so low, they're almost disqualifying. The only thing good about the numbers I'm going to give you now are that it's great to run against the people that created those numbers because it's terrible. And just think, a few months ago, they fraudulently claimed, remember, 3 months ago, 818,000 jobs. It was a fraud. Everything they do is a fraud. And then they go after people that aren't frauds. They're a fraud. The whole operation stinks. But they created 818,000 fake jobs. And they thought they'd get away with it, and a whistleblower blew the whistle. And they blew the whistle. They thought they were going to announce, they call it a correction. That's a hell of a correction, by the way. That will be the world's biggest correction in history. What do you think, Ron Johnson? That's the biggest correction. Was it? You know, corrections are meant for like 700 jobs, not almost 1 million jobs. But now they've just revised the past jobs number, right? Last month, and they revised it downward by 112,000 fake jobs. So these guys are playing fast and loose. These are crooked people we're dealing with. The people we're running against are crooked as hell. So that's almost 1 million fake jobs. And I think it's something that Congress ought to look into, really. They ought to look at who the hell ever heard of these numbers? And they wanted to revise them after the election. Could you imagine if you lost the election and then 2 days later, we've revised the numbers downward, 1 million jobs? Nobody's ever heard of it, but we thank you, Mr. Whistleblower. You know, some whistleblowers are very good. Kamala's failed economic agenda wiped out nearly 30,000 private sector jobs and nearly 50,000 manufacturing jobs in just the last month. Do you believe this? Nobody's ever heard of these numbers. Even I mean, I know they're incompetent, but I thought they were sort of riding along a little bit on what we built. With almost 100,000 manufacturing jobs killed since the beginning of the year. 100, that's a lot. 150,000, these are all the numbers coming out of the so-called government. Great government we have. 150,000 Americans joined the unemployment rolls last month. This is like a depression. And there's nothing, I mean, no event. I think they're trying to blame it on the hurricane. No, that was, you know, a relatively small area. No, not the hurricane. They're the hurricane. And nearly 250,000 people dropped out of the labor force, which is almost unheard of. No, these are the worst numbers anybody's ever heard of. The data shows that 100%, listen to this part, of all new jobs, net job gains in the past year have gone to illegal migrants. And the jobs were taken from African Americans, Hispanic Americans, and union workers. I don't think the unions are too happy about this. But I told you this was going to happen. It was inevitable. They're letting millions and millions of people flood into the country. And the African American population, if you see these numbers, then they're going to release them. But I think maybe, Ron, you should try and get them early because they're really bad. They have taken so many jobs away from African Americans, less from Hispanic, but that's going to catch up. But the African American job picture is unbelievable. And we had it going so good. But they've come in illegally and they've taken the jobs, and people that have had jobs for 20 years and good jobs, and they raised a family, they had a little house and everything nice, and they've now lost their job to illegal migrants that have poured in through the open border policy of that stupid person. Kamala's inflation nightmare has, think of this, has cost the typical American family $30,000. Think of that one. Higher prices because the inflation's just raised. And you know what started? When they played around with my energy. I had no inflation. We had the greatest energy we've ever had. I was going to have it 4 times higher by now. And we're going to do that, but we got a little bit of a delay because... And we were going to have it 4 times higher. We were going to take care of Asia. We were going to take care of Europe. We're going to make a fortune, start paying down debt. We have $35 trillion in debt. We're going to lower your taxes. I gave you the largest tax cut in the history of our country and the largest regulation cuts. And we were able to do more. Thank you. Thank you. And now she wants to impose the largest tax hike in American history on top of everything else and raise your taxes by more than $3,000 a year. Is everybody happy? I don't want to ruin your night, but don't worry, we're going to make it good. You got to suffer a little bit to get them out. Get those people out. They're grossly incompetent. I stand before you today as the only candidate who can rescue our economy from total obliteration and restore it to strength, prosperity, and actual greatness. We're going to restore you to greatness. As the just released numbers plainly indicate, the economy is now a disaster. And are you listening to this, press? They're the most dishonest human beings. Are you listening to this? These people, you know, whenever I look at them, they turn the cameras off. The red lights go off like, you see them all go, they don't want any part of it. No, that's a lot of press. That's a lot of cameras going so late at night. But no, we're gonna bring it back, and we're gonna bring it back fast. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna drill, baby, drill. We're gonna get the energy down. It's gonna come down. We're gonna drill, baby, drill. But I don't know if you know it. Their economy is expected to get significantly worse. How does it get worse than that? It's really bad. Top Wall Street analysts like Scott Bessent, who's one of the most brilliant guys on Wall Street, he said that the only reason the stock market is up is because everyone thinks Trump is going to win the presidency. That's pretty good. That's good. We had a great stock market. Can you imagine if Kamala won? You would go down to a 1929 style depression. I believe that too. No, that'd crush your incomes and kill millions of jobs and wipe out your savings. We're not going to let that happen. You got to get out and vote. Just got to get out. I don't like to say, you know, it's when I win. No, I sort of say, should I say when or if? You know, I know, but it sounds a little braggadocio, right? All right, when I win, you are 4 days away from the best jobs, the biggest paychecks, and the brightest economic future the world has ever seen. Thank you. That's so nice. Thank you. Thank you. I will massively cut taxes for workers and small businesses, and we will have no tax on tips. No tax on overtime. And for our seniors, ready? No tax on Social Security benefits. And I am going to, this was given to me by a friend of mine. Actually, this was given to me by a great political reporter. A she said, "Sir, why don't you support and give a tax credit for family caregivers who take care of a parent or a loved one?" I said, "That's a good idea." So we're going to do that. Do you know, if you didn't have those people, you would not have enough hospitals in this country to take care of anything. You'd need to double your hospitals, and those are the greatest people on earth, and they do it with love. And we're going to get them a tax credit. Is that okay? It's about time. To rapidly reduce inflation, I will end Kamala's war on American energy. We're going to drill, baby, drill. We're going to frack, frack, frack. You know, she goes and she says, "Oh, no, I've always wanted to frack." This woman, she's the worst liar. Look, I had to go and beat crooked Hillary Clinton. She's crooked as a $4 bill. You know, I've never held a microphone up so long in my damn life. It's like I'm weightlifting. Sucker's heavy. But she's crooked as hell, right? Crooked Hillary. But she was less like, she didn't lie this way. This woman, Trump is going to do, he's going to terminate your Social Security in his first week in office. No, no, no. I'm the one that's going to keep it going. No increases in age. He's going to ruin Medicare. He's going to do that. I see her today. She's at a news conference. First of all, she's exhausted. She looks like, no, she's exhausted, right? Man. And you know what? I've gone 62 days, no days off. I've done so many. Thank you very much. No, I've gone 62 days. Today is an example. Yesterday I started off in New Mexico. You know why? It's not really a swing state, but it's a state that likes me a lot. It's got a thing called a border, and it's an open sieve. And people are pouring in by the thousands and thousands and doing a lot of destruction and doing a lot of crime. And I went there, we had a massive crowd. You couldn't even see the end of it. It was like early in the day on a regular weekday. And today I was in Michigan. We were all over the place. We were in Michigan, but I said, and Michigan's very important. You know, we're leading in Michigan. You know why? I'm going to bring back the car business, a little thing like that. You know, I told them today, a year ago I heard through a friend of mine who builds plants. He's a great plant builder, the best and the biggest in the world. He's building this massive plant, and I wanted to see it. I said, "I want to see the plant you're building." He goes, "Well, it's not in the U.S." I said, "Then I don't want to see it. I'm not interested. I have no interest." "Where is it?" It's in Mexico. "Who owns it?" "China." They're building this massive, they didn't start it. They're building this massive plant right on the border so they can make cars, sell them into the United States, and destroy the rest of Detroit. Take all the business away from Michigan, and in all fairness, Tennessee and South Carolina and lots of other places. And you to a lesser extent, but you too. But they're going to build this big plant. And I didn't like it. I said, that's killer. You know, they're trying to solve the Detroit situation, and we want to bring back company. And we're going to bring them back. Because you know why? The most beautiful word in the entire dictionary, you know what it is? It's tariff. The tariff. You're going to become so rich with the word tariff. You're going to become rich as hell. You're not going to know what to do with the money. I'm telling you, you're going to become very rich with the word tariff. And so I told them, and I was at the Detroit Economic Club. It was beautiful, and I was giving a talk, and I saw the guy that told me that they're going to start building a big plant in Mexico right on the border. And he was in the audience, John, his name is. He's, I think, the biggest in the world at this stuff. It's very good. He told me if you asked me to build an apartment, I couldn't build it, or a road, they couldn't lay the asphalt. But a plant, he has no problem with computers all over the place and robots. Lots of robots, by the way. So I said, well, how's that going? I was making a speech, and I said, I'm right about there where that very beautiful girl is. I'm not allowed to say that. See the beautiful blonde girl right there? I said, now you know that's the end of your political career when you do that. You're not allowed to call anybody beautiful anymore. If you do, it's the end of your political career. Ron Johnson would never do that. That's why he's a great politician. No, right where that young lady is, John is sitting there. And I called him, I said, could you come back? And he comes backstage. Thank you very much. Fix the mic. You gotta be kidding. Do you want to see me knock the hell out of people backstage? You want to see that? I don't mind if they want to come up a little forward or something, but it's a pretty stupid situation, but that's okay. I get so angry, I'm up here seething. I'm seething, I'm working my ass off with this stupid mic. I'm blowing out my left arm, now I'm going to blow out my right arm, and I'm blowing out my damn throat, too. Because these stupid people. I'll make you a deal. Pretend you're listening to it perfectly, and I'll come back and do another one, okay? With a decent... It's so stupid. And you know, the only thing I ask for, I don't care about lighting. I don't care about teleprompters, because I never read the damn things anyway. By the way, isn't it nice to have a president that doesn't need a frickin' teleprompter? But I don't ask for much. I don't ask for much. The only thing I ask for is a good mic. And this is the second time today that this happened. So now if I were the president, and you know, like a dopey guy like this Kelly, the guy's a total moron, and that happened, I'd fire him, and everybody would say, gee, I'm such a bad person. You're not bad, you fire people. When, for instance, the generals that destroyed us in Afghanistan, every one of them should have been fired. Should have been fired. Hello? Hello? I don't think so. Hello? Is that better? Is that better? That's terrible. Is that better back there? Was that yes or no? What crap. The only thing I ask for is a mic. You don't have to give me, I don't even need a stage. I don't give a damn. Give me a good mic. And I went through 2 of these today. And it knocks the hell out of your throat. But so far I'm doing okay, right? Okay. Is that better? Yeah. And did you notice I came in today, I said, and you know, this is after 4 of these things. I mean, in all fairness, I mean, I'm a human being, right? I come in, and here's the problem. I said, oh man, it's too low. I said, it's too low. So, I had to go. Way too low. Way too low. So I walk in, I said, shit, there's nothing worse than I walk in like this, and I'm bent. Did you notice? I was bending over like this. Hello. And then everybody says, is there something wrong with his back? What the hell is wrong with that guy? They're saying he's cognitively impaired and physically impaired. There's something wrong with them all because I have guys that are stupid back there. All right, what are you going to do? What are you going to do, right? What a shame. But we're going to come back. I'm going to give you a free performance back in that corner. You got a bad area back there. But I think this is better. I think it's probably better. But what we're doing is we're going to cut your price of energy in half in 12 months. Because we have more liquid gold under our feet than Russia, than Saudi Arabia, than anybody. Oh, that sounds much better. Does that sound better? Oh, that's good. Now I don't have to come back. But we're going to cut it because we have all this beautiful liquid gold, and we're going to cut it, and it's going to drive everything down. It's going to be, you're going to get, okay, ready? January 20th. First of all, you're going to vote. November 5th, you're going on Tuesday. That's number one, because we got to get that. I don't like talking about, like people are coming up to me, my staff over here, who are great. Sir, I'd like to recommend some people. I said, I don't want to talk about any people. First, I want to win, right? We don't want to talk about people. Don't tell me about people. Everybody wants a job. Remember, there was a moment where they were saying, oh, nobody wants to work for Trump. He's too difficult. He said, let me tell you a little secret. They die to work for us. You know why? Because they all want to be this glamour deal. They want to be in this beautiful administration. They want to be secretaries. No, they say, sir, nobody wants to work for you. Nobody wants to be Secretary of State and be known famous for the rest of your life. Nobody wants to be Secretary of the Treasury. Nobody. These people are nuts. It's these people right there. They don't want to work for Trump. They don't want to because he's difficult. You know why I'm difficult? Because I want perfection for our country. That's the only reason I'm difficult. So I will terminate the Green New Scam, one of the great scams in history. Remember our country was going to be dead in 12 years. Remember that? Well, we came up at the 12. What happened? Where are we? Let me tell you, they have global warming, right? They said global warming. They used to call it, but now they call it climate change. You know why? Because climate change covers cold, if it's too cold, if it's too climate change. We're suffering climate change. If it's cold, that's good. If it's hot as hell, that's good. It used to be global warming, and that wasn't working because we're actually cooling. So we have that. But you know, the biggest warming problem we have is nuclear warming. So they talk all the time about the ocean will rise in 500 years, 1/8 of an inch. Who the hell cares, okay? But we have maniacs that have nuclear weapons, so we can't let that happen. And you need a smart president. As an example, Russia would have never gone into Ukraine if I were president. Zero chance with Putin. Zero. And everything Biden said, I said he's saying the exact opposite of what he should be saying. Israel would have never happened. That attack, October 7th, would have never happened. What a shame, right? What a shame. You know what else wouldn't have happened? Afghanistan, we would have left sooner, but we were going to leave with dignity and strength. Instead, we lost 13 great soldiers. I know their families. You know, Biden and Kamala would never call the families, not even one little phone call. I don't think they really wanted to hear from them in the end. But they wouldn't call. 13 great people were lost. Many people lost the legs, the arms, the face was just horrifically injured and obliterated in some cases. Nobody ever talks about them. I talk about them all the time because those people, they're going to suffer for the rest of their lives. It's so sad. What happened at Afghanistan, and because of that, by the way, Putin looked, he said, oh, the U.S. is a paper tiger. I guess I can finally go into Ukraine because it's the apple of his eye. Always was. He told me, no, I love it. He loved it, right? He loved it. He wanted it, but he would have never done it with me. Zero chance, zero chance. So sad, so sad. So many things have happened. You know what else wouldn't have happened to you? You would have had no inflation. I had no inflation. You wouldn't have had. Inflation was caused by their stupid energy policy that drove the energy through the roof. It's not so complicated. To bring back millions of jobs, we will give our companies the lowest taxes, the lowest energy costs, the lowest regulatory burdens, and free access to the best and biggest market on the planet. And this mic is much heavier than the other one. I will take. I can do exercise. I can build up my muscle. But only for those who make their product here in the USA and hire American workers for the job. Right? Right? And if these companies don't make their products here in the USA, then they will be forced to pay a very stiff tariff when they send their products into the United States for the privilege of competing with our workers and taking our workers' jobs. And we will now have protected companies. These companies will not leave because they're going to be protected by tariffs, because they can't be undercut. You know, I took in hundreds of billions of dollars from China. Nobody talks about it. Those guys they don't talk about anything. They only talk about bad. They only talk about fake news. But we took in hundreds of billions with a B, dollars from China. No other president took in 10 cents. Oh, you know, and I watched the other day, Mrs. Obama was nasty to me. What was that all about? What was that all about, Scott Walker? Oh, look, it's Tommy Thompson. Holy mackerel. It's Tommy. Is that Tommy Thompson or am I? Stand up, Tommy. Stand up, Scott. What a couple of real pros, good guys. But Tommy, I got along with him great. You know, in 2016, I wanted to win Wisconsin so bad. He said it's not doable. He said, you are a very difficult state, but I won it. You know that. I did win it, despite your difficulty. I actually won it twice, but these are minor details. But, which everyone knows is actually. But Tommy Thompson, and he's a longtime governor, a longtime pro, and I said, what do you think, Tommy? I have a big meeting, and it's hard. You know, you have all these states, you want to go to the states. And he said, sir, you're wasting your time if you come to Wisconsin. I said, I don't feel that way, Tommy. I had like one of these deals, except with fewer people, to be honest. You know, we become more popular with time. But it was good, it was big. I said, I don't think so. He said, sir, I'm telling you, you're wasting your time. But here's what I'll do. I don't want you to go to Pennsylvania, go to Michigan, go to these places you have to win. Don't do it, sir. But here's what I'm going to do. I never forgot it. It was the weirdest thing. He said, sir, don't do it. But if I feel you can win it, or if I feel you're going to win it, if something happens over the next couple of months, I'll call you and you can do it then. I said, wow, that's a great idea. So 3 weeks go by and I get a phone call. They said, sir, there's a Governor Tommy Thompson on the phone. I said, who the hell is that? You know, you sort of forget. You sort of forget, right? You know, it's like you're focused on the. I said, well, it's like Tommy. So I said, hi, Tommy, how you doing? What's up? Sir, it's time for you to get in that little chopper and come right up to Wisconsin. You're going to win this, sucker. He said, you're going to win it. And he was right, right? He was right. He was right. I got in that chopper. I was up here so fast they couldn't believe They couldn't believe you could travel that fast. No, and we won. We had a great victory. And I will say this, we're much more popular. This is a much bigger movement. You know, Make America Great Again, MAGA, it's the greatest movement by far in the history of our country. It's amazing. There's never been anything like it. And people don't even fight it anymore, really. They don't win, but it's the greatest movement. And when Biden was doing that thing with the purple background, you remember that? He looked like the devil, right? Remember that? Sebastian, have you gotten taller, Sebastian? What's going on with you? Sebastian, do you remember? Why are you standing? Do they not have a seat for you? He's giving me applause before we... He's a great guy. Does everybody listen to his show? He's been loyal. I'll tell you one thing. That guy was with me through thick and thin. Anything that came up, he said, the president is innocent. I said, oh, thank you, Sebastian. He would say, I don't know exactly what they're accusing him of, but he said, no, Sebastian's been great. He's been a very good, loyal friend, a really good friend and a really talented guy, smart. But we are now more popular. This is the weave, you know, a little weave, right? You know, they used to say, these are stupid people, they used to say, he rambled. I don't ramble. I do a weave. You know what a weave is? It's a story. And as you're telling the story, you realize that there's a little offshoot, go up here. But the key is then you have to come back. And then you're doing the story, you're getting down to bottom line, and boom, you do another little weave. Then sometimes you do a weave off a weave. It's here and then back. It's called a weave. And one guy got it right, a writer. They said, Trump is a totally brilliant guy. He said, he's the most, I've never seen anything, because you always have to end up in the right place, or then you're rambling, then you're rambling. But no, I have a very fertile brain. But it's the weave, and we do it, and it covers a lot of territory. This way you tell one story and you cover, really it's like 15 subplots, but you get down to the final answer. And they're starting to say it. You know who said it? Do you know who said it? Rogan. Did anyone see that? What a nice guy. What a good guy. Because that's called long form. Joe Rogan, that's called long form. So you're with him and you're talking, and you don't have to rush your answer, cram it in, right? I like the way, by the way, 60 Minutes, see this part of the weave too. I like the way 60 Minutes, because she doesn't do a weave. She doesn't know where the hell she is. She gave the worst answer I've ever heard to a question. One of the main questions, she was on 60 Minutes, Kamala was, you can't call her Harris, because nobody knows who Harris is, right? Have you seen Harris lately? Who the hell is Harris? So you call her Kamala. But on 60 Minutes, they did something that was amazing. I think it's the worst scandal in the history of broadcast. I think it's the worst scandal. She gave an answer which showed that she was grossly incompetent. It was crazy. It was just like all words. They had no meaning, no effect. They took the entire answer. They said, yes, we adjusted it slightly, yeah. They took the entire answer out, threw it away, and they took an answer down here that had nothing to do with it and put it, which was still crappy, but at least you could make a case. So they took the answer out and they put in a new answer. And I said, that's terrible. It's part of the news division. They get free licensing. They're worth billions, by the way, but the government brilliantly gives it to them for nothing. And they're all crooked. ABC's crooked as hell. Look at this David Muir, the way he was asking stuff. This guy, pretty boy. And his hair's not as good as it used to be, by the way. It used to be much better. But you know what? He was asking stuff. I said, what the hell is he asking? He said, crime went down. I said, only a fool would say crime went down. Crime didn't go down. It went. And then the following day, right, it came out, crime was up 49%. It's terrible. But what 60 Minutes did is unbelievable. They took the answer out. They replaced it with another answer. You got to see them trying to explain, Sebastian. They're trying to explain why they did that one. Did you ever do that? Would you ever do that? See, he may do that for me, but I don't think so, right? If he did, he wouldn't be talking about it, that I can tell you. But he may. I don't want people to do that. You know what they do? They take mine. Mine is a beautiful, beautiful answer. But here's what they do. They cut out part of the weave, and then it doesn't sound so good anymore. But what 60 Minutes did, and Liberation Day in America, Liberation Day. And on day one, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history. I will rescue every city and town that has been invaded and conquered. These towns have been conquered. Think of what that means. Conquered. And we will put these vicious and bloodthirsty criminals in jail or kick them the hell out of our country immediately. And to expedite removals of Tren de Aragua criminals and MS-13 criminals, which are just about as bad. We took out thousands of MS-13s. You know, they loved Long Island. Isn't that nice? You know, two beautiful girls, 16 years old, were walking to school one day, and MS-13 attacked the two girls, and they sliced them up with knives. They didn't want to shoot them because that's too quick and not painful enough. They killed both girls. And it's lucky that we have ICE around, because ICE was extremely good. They were extremely good. And this fool that we have running for president without having gotten one single vote to his 14 million votes. This fool wanted to defund ICE. We want to defund ICE. If you defunded ICE, you had nobody that's tough enough to go in there and get these animals out of our country. She wanted to defund ICE. I will invoke and this is incredible because we had to go back so far. I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. That's when they ran a tough country. To target and dismantle every migrant criminal network operating on American soil. And if they come back into our country, it's an automatic 10 years in jail with no possibility of parole. And I am hereby calling for the death penalty for any migrant that kills an American citizen or a law enforcement officer. And I will immediately ban all sanctuary cities in the United States of America. We will have them no longer. And despite all the damage she has caused, Kamala has spent the final week of her campaign comparing her political opponents to the most evil mass murderers in history. You know that, right? All of us, you, me. 2 days ago, Joe Biden called our supporters garbage. He called them garbage. That's worse than deplorables, isn't it? Remember Hillary? How did that work out with deplorables? Well, garbage is working out even worse for him. They called you, all of us, garbage. We're garbage. And I believe we have 250 million people. I believe we have most of the country is about making America great again. And my response to Joe and Kamala is very simple. You can't lead America if you don't love Americans. You just can't do it. It doesn't work. And you can't be president if you hate the American people. And I actually think they hate the American people. She's not a good person. You know, her help, 95% of her help left. You know, when she was in the DA's office in California, she made everybody stand at attention when she walked in. Good morning, madam. Good morning, they were told to say. Good morning, Madam District Attorney. Stand up at attention. She's not a good person. Kamala's closing message to Americans is that I believe she hates you. I do believe that. I do believe that. My closing message is that I love America, and I'm inviting you to join us in building an extraordinary future for our nation. My oath of office is an oath of allegiance to you, the American people. We're gonna straighten this mess out. It's a mess. It's an incompetent mess. She can't answer. I see her being interviewed yesterday. She can't answer a question. She goes all over the place. She doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. She's crazy. It's crazy. I'm asking for your vote, but I want you to know that whether you vote for me or not, when I win, I will fight for you with every breath in my body. I'm going to fight very hard whether you vote for me or not. I took a lot of heat about 2 months ago because I said, I think women like me. I do. I think the suburban housewives like me. I do. I think it's a con job by these people. I think it's a lot of crap. But I think they do. And I said, I think they like me because they know I'm going to protect them. And they said, oh, it's such a horrible thing. I said, no, I want to protect the women of our country. I want to protect them in many ways. But some of the ways are suburban housewives. They say don't like me. I think they do like me because thank you. She say, I love you. No. Where do you live? What part of Westchester do you live? Oh, well, that's nice. Illinois. Illinois. You may have the worst governor in the entire country. Thank you very much. Yes, we do. He's terrible. They threw him out of the family business, so he decides to run for governor. I know the Pritzker family very well. I was partners with them, actually. They have some good people, but they threw him out because he was not very good, and he ends up running for governor because he's got money, but he's terrible. But I'm not allowed to use the fat word. That's the other word you cannot use. You are not allowed to use the fat word, so I will not do it, but that guy is disgusting. Everything Kamala says is a lie. Her entire campaign is one hoax and slander after another. But the more they lie, the more they smear, the more you need to get out and vote. We're going to get rid of these people. We're going to get rid of them fast, right? The only way to stop the lies is to swamp them. We got to swamp them with that vote. It's true. Kamala has no vision. She has no ideas. She's got no brain power. She's got no solutions. All she can talk about, did you see it the other night? All she can talk about is Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight I will speak about Donald Trump. Donald Trump, 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 Trump.
All she talked about. You know, there are some people who thrive under pressure, and there are some people who crack under pressure. She cracks under pressure. And the more pressure Kamala is under, the worse she crumbles. She is, at this point, very rattled. You take a look at her. Is there a chance she would resign before the election 3 days? I actually think they should have left Joe. I think he would have done just as well, maybe better. And it's come out today upon extremely good authority, the press, therefore it's no authority. But it's come out today that Joe Biden likes me more than he likes Kamala. And that he would rather have me win than Kamala win. Because they took away his presidency. It's the first time in the history of the presidency they stole the presidency from him. He would rather have me win. Actually, I think psychologically he's better off. It's a much better story for him. What they did is terrible. They went in and they said, you're out, Joe. Can you imagine you're the president of the United States and you have Crazy Nancy. She's crazy as a bedbug. Crazy Nancy, who had a lot of Visa stock, and she sold it one day before it was announced that Visa's under major investigation. And the fake news doesn't do anything about it. And then you have Kamala, who couldn't do an interview with Joe Rogan, who frankly is very fair. I call him tough but fair, but he's great guy. You know, we had it was the biggest interview. He did me last week, as you might have heard. The biggest interview that he's ever done in terms of hits. Over 100 million, much more than 100 million. How much? Like 100. Where's TikTok, Jack? He knows everything. There's TikTok. He's a TikToker. You know, if they're 20 years old and they work, I have a guy, TikTok Jack. When they turn 20, they're finished in that business. No, they're too old, much too old. Then you get sued for age discrimination. If she can't handle an interview, then she can't handle certainly President Xi of China. President Putin, he would have never done it. She can't handle anything, but she's not equipped for that. She's not a president. She'll get overwhelmed, melt down, and millions of people will die. You're going to die. This is not a charity event. This is an election for the biggest and toughest job anywhere in the world. This is the toughest job in the world. With the most at stake, right? So do you want to lose your life savings because we put a weak and foolish and incompetent person in the White House? I don't think so. Do you want to lose your job and maybe your house and pension because Kamala has the economic understanding of a child? The presidency is a job held by Teddy Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln, Dwight Eisenhower, George Washington, and even Ronald Reagan. People of strength and intelligence. People that have a leadership quality. Would you trust Kamala Harris to talk with Russia or China about nuclear war? I don't think so. I really don't. Would you trust her to steer us out of an economic crisis? I don't think so. Nothing is more dangerous than to give immense power to a very weak and incompetent person with an extremely low IQ. We had enough of low IQs in the last 4 years. We can't go through another person who's a dummy. We can't do it. You wouldn't put Kamala Harris in charge of even a kindergarten class. You can't do it. You can't do it. So at the end of the day, you need to ask yourself, can you afford to put someone this incompetent in charge of our country's future? No, you can't. No, you can't. But on top of it all, Kamala says she would not do anything different, not one thing different than Joe Biden did. In other words, she should not run for office because he was the worst ever. Take a look.
You have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years.
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
She actually would have changed things, but she couldn't think of it. You know, she didn't have enough time. She only had about 4 days to prepare. If you want to end this disaster, you must get out and vote. We're going to solve this problem very quickly. It's going to happen fast. It's going to be beautiful to watch. We're pleased to be joined today by your next senator from the great state of Wisconsin, Eric Hovde. Eric, thank you very much. You're going to have a great, great career. He's a good man, too. Good man, loves the state. And he is he central casting? And I'll tell you what, she is a disaster. Okay, she's a horror show. Thanks as well to Senators Ron Johnson. Ron, stand up. Wow. Good man. He's a good man. He really is. Thank you, Ron. Great job. Great job. Thank you. We have a man who's just become recently, who's a great attorney general, and he's now a senator. He won a big race, a tough race, a race that everyone said, well, there's no way anybody's going to win this race. And he beat somebody that was supposed to win, and he's become a star in the Senate, Eric Schmidt. Eric, thank you. Thank you. And from the great state of Oklahoma. I love Oklahoma. You know, they have 77 counties, and I won all 77. You know who second was? Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was second. He won 56. I won 77. I have to move there immediately. I have to move. Mark Wayne Mullen. Thank you, Mark Wayne. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mark Wayne. And we have Representatives Brian Stile. How are you doing with the Act of Blue or whatever it's called? You got to get it done before the election. He's working on one of the biggest scandals in the country. It's like where the Democrats put money into the Act Blue or whatever the hell they call it, and massive amounts of money, and everybody's talking, and he's in charge. So we're going to blame you if nothing happens, right? No, but everybody knows it was a rip. But honestly, you got to get this stuff done before elections, not after elections. And we learned that. They're finding all sorts of things now in Pennsylvania. Who would have thought you had to do this? But good luck with that, Brian. That's so important, okay? Thanks. Good luck. Scott Fitzgerald. Scott, thank you very much. Thank you. Great. Good job you're doing. Kevin Hearn. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. We appreciate it. These are warriors, by the way. And a real warrior. He grew up here and he moved to Texas. He's one of the most popular guys in Texas. He's a congressman. He could do anything he wanted. They love him. And he actually asked for a leave of absence. He said, if you don't mind, I'd like to go to Wisconsin, where I grew up. I want to help the president win that state. He left Texas. And you know what Texas said? We love you for doing it because we have no problem. And, you know, we win Texas by a lot. This is always a little bit tighter. It shouldn't be tighter. It should be the same thing. Oh, I wish it was the same thing. Texas has been so good. But, you know, they view him as a hero for doing this, as opposed to, gee, why is he not in Texas? And he's been up here for 4 months. He's got his brothers helping him. He's a great congressman, and he's a fantastic man, Troy Nels. Thank you, Troy. Have your brothers stand up. Your brothers stand up, fellas. Boy, oh, but the whole family came up here. Really, they came up just to help me. It was so really incredible. And candidate for Congress, I don't want to mess with this guy. He's a big, powerful man, Randy Niemeyer. Thank you, Ray. Look at the size of that guy. I met him backstage, Scott. I met him, and I said, wow. And former governors, Scott Walker and Tommy Thompson. Great people. Great. Thank you, Scott. Great. Two great guys. A very respected man in D.C. and here, a friend of mine, a great lawyer, Reince Priebus. Reince? Thank you, Reince. Thank you, Reince. And we loved Bobby Kennedy, didn't we? We loved him. Everybody loves him. You don't have a deal with him because he's really into the environment, but he's really into health. I say, Bobby, you take care of health. You work on those potatoes and work on those oranges, and you work on everything. Everything, you can work on everything. The only thing you got to leave alone, Bobby, just leave it alone, is the liquid gold, because we're going to make our fortune. I don't want you telling me I can't touch it, Bobby. The only thing I've asked Bobby to just, please, Bobby, don't tell me it's like a problem, please. Because we're going to make so much damn money. We have more liquid gold under our feet than any other nation in the world, including Saudi Arabia and Russia. You know, I took it from number 4 to number 1. We were number 1. We were energy independent. Can you imagine, Mr. Wall? Please stand up, Mr. Wall. I'm going to buy that suit. I'm going to buy that suit. Susie, please buy that suit for me. We also have the head of our campaign on today. And other than this microphone, she's done an unbelievable job this year. Unbelievable. It's the best run campaign. People say, well, actually, to say it's the best run campaign, you got to win. So let's say, well, do you mind if I wait about 4 days? But Susie Wiles, she's incredible. Incredible. You know who's her father? You know, I believe in this stuff so much. Pat Summerall, right? Great announcer, great football player, great announcer. Look, he's going, wow, that's very impressive. But no, we believe in genetics a little bit, right? But Susie's done an incredible job. And thank you, Susie. You really have. And Chris and everybody else, right? Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Former small business administrator, Jovita Carranza. Thank you, Jovita. Jovita. Thank you, Jovita. Did a good job. And Sebastian, we want to thank you very much. You are really Sebastian Gorka, everybody. And a man who I think is going to bring us home, GOP Chairman Brian Schimming. Thank you, Brian. What a good job you're doing. I heard him speak the other day. I was in the plane flying in, and he was up saying, you are good. You are psyched, right? Like we all are. We want to win. This is the biggest win. This will be the biggest win. Think of it. And if we win the whole thing, it'll be the greatest event in political history in this country, and maybe beyond. The greatest. And not only great because it's a great event, it's going to be great because of what we're going to be able to do. We're going to be able to fix our country. That's why it's really going to be great. It's going to be very important. And a friend of mine, one of the greatest developers, a great guy, a very generous person. He's always giving money to charity. When there's a problem like in North Carolina, he wanted to go with me, wrote out a big check all the time. He's a fantastic man, Steve Witkoff. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve. Great guy. So, in conclusion, here are the facts. Kamala is a radical left Marxist, rated even worse than crazy Bernie Sanders or Pocahontas herself. Remember Pocahontas? Her mother said she had high cheekbones, which I think is very racist for somebody to say that. I think it's a racist statement. I think you should investigate that statement. She destroyed our economy. She was an original creator of defund the police movement, and anybody who wants to defund the police for even 1 week or 1 day is not worthy of being president of the United States. Kamala vowed to abolish ICE. She pledged to confiscate your guns and endorsed a total ban on handgun ownership. Who in this room is willing to give up their gun, please, to Kamala? Who refuses to give up their gun? I think she has a very tough job. But she even called for free sex changes for illegal aliens in detention at taxpayer expense. And perhaps worst of all, she lied about working at McDonald's. She lied. She never worked at McDonald's. Never worked there. She never worked there. She's a liar. It was always, I went and checked it out. Actually, they were the best French fries I ever had. 9 seconds after taking them out of that fat, whatever the hell. But they were the best. You know, when they sit around for about 2 hours, not so good. With your vote this November, we're going to fire Kamala and we are going to save America. We will cut your taxes, end inflation, slash your prices, raise your wages, and bring thousands of factories back to America and back to a place called Wisconsin. We will build American, we will buy American, and we will hire American. That's what we want. And I will end the war in Ukraine. It would have never happened if I was president. And I will stop the chaos in the Middle East. October 7th would have never happened. All those people would be alive right now. And I will prevent World War III. We're not going to have World War III. With this people, you'll have it. And it would be a war like no other. This would be a war like, because of the power of the weaponry, we will crush violent crime and give our police the support, protection, resources, and respect that they so dearly deserve. We will strengthen and modernize our military. We will build a missile defense shield over our country, all made in the USA. And we will rebuild our cities, including our capital in Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful again. We will teach our children to love our country, to honor our history, and to always respect our great American flag. And we will put in a bill into Congress. They say it's unconstitutional. I don't know why, but we're going to protect our great American flag. Anybody burning the American flag or destroying our American flag gets 1 year in jail. Thank you very much. And we will get critical race theory and transgender insanity the hell out of our schools. And we will keep men out of women's sports, yes? I will defend religious liberty, I will restore free speech, and I will defend the right to keep and bear arms. Our Second Amendment will be totally protected. After years of building up foreign nations, defending foreign borders, and protecting foreign lands, we are finally going to build up our country and defend our borders and protect our citizens and our land, right? And we will stop illegal immigration once and for all. It will be stopped. And we want people to come into our country. We do. We want people. But they have to come in legally through a system. They have to love us. They have to love our country. We will not be invaded. We are not going to be invaded. It's like an invasion. It's like a military invasion. You know, the guns and weapons they have, some of these guys have, they're military grade. They're at least military grade. Some are better than military grade. We will not be invaded. We will not be occupied. We will not be overrun. We will not be conquered. We will be a free and proud nation once again. Everyone will prosper. Every family will thrive. And every day will be filled with opportunity and hope. And it will be, more than anything else, it will be filled with a thing called the American dream. We're going to have the American dream back. But for that to happen, we must defeat Kamala Harris and stop her radical left agenda with a landslide that is just too big to rig. So you need to get out and vote. For the past 9 years, we have been fighting against the most sinister and corrupt forces on earth. They are corrupt, sinister, horrible people. Horrible people. With your vote in this election, you can show them once and for all that this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you. All of you belongs to you. It belongs to you. It was hardworking patriots like you who built this country. And 4 days from now, it is hardworking patriots like you who are going to save our country. You're going to save our country. And I would love to see you do it because you deserve it. You've been very loyal to me. I want all my primaries here. I want everything here. I had a little slip up with some bad things that happened in one election, but you know, everybody understands it. And we just had tremendous success here. I have so many friends here, incredible people. And remember, when you're about to press that lever, and I told you this before, everybody wanted that damn boat contract to build like 28 destroyer-type boats. And I'm a very visual person, so I took the thing that was designed, which wasn't that beautiful, and I took the bow of the boat and I reshaped it with them, with the yard. Right? You know the yard we're talking about. Great yard. That's correct. Thank you very much. And I took it and I said, no, you got to have a little more point. You got to see this thing. It looks like a yacht with lots of guns on it. And they've done a great job. And everybody wanted it. Every state wanted it. Some of them won't even talk to me still. But I wanted that one of the biggest contracts, right, Ron? That was one of the biggest contracts. And Ron helped me a lot. And I wanted it to go to Wisconsin. And it went to Wisconsin. And they're building their little hearts out. So when you're ready to press that lever, Sebastian, remember that beautiful boat. Remember the yacht with guns all over it. After all we've been to, and we have been through a lot, but after all that we have been through together, we stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in American history. We're going to make them great years. We're going to make them great years. With your help from now until Election Day, 4 days, we will restore America's promise and we will take back the nation that we love. We love this nation. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this. I could have a hell of an easy life. I could have those waves just smacking me in the face. Beautiful saltwater waves all over the place. I got waves all over the place. Lots of places with lots of waves. Mr. Witkoff can confirm that, right, Steve? Like probably more than anybody. I don't have to be here. But if I had my choice, I'd rather be right here with a broken down shit microphone in Wisconsin. I would rather be in Wisconsin than some beautiful beach. I would rather be right here. Because we are one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never back down. We will never, ever surrender. Together we will fight, 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 and we will win, win, win. We're going to start winning again. November 5th will be the most important day in the history of our country, and together we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America healthy again. Thank you, RFK Jr. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you. Thank you very much, Wisconsin. God bless you. God bless you all. Thank you.
Well, we didn't get the mic drop. I was hoping he's just going to go boom, just drop the mic, but he didn't do it. So he spoke for quite a while on a number of different topics, and he's closing out. So tomorrow we've got 3 rallies. I'm not going to keep you here much longer since it's going on midnight. Thank you for tuning in and being here. But I do got to tell you one thing, and I'm seeing it all over X. First of all, first thing I want to tell you about X. As people like that email, I don't know if it's real or not, but as people start feeling weird because what they're seeing on the media or on X or on Facebook or whatever, understand from now until Tuesday, you are going to be a part of the biggest psyop you've ever seen. It started today. It started today with everything they did about Liz Cheney. It's going to continue over and over. You're going to find out Trump slept with dwarves or something. I mean, it's going to be crazy. Every single poll is going to show them neck and neck, right next to each other. It can go either way. Polymarket's going to come down. It's going to be close to even. They will dump millions into Polymarket to try and lower that number. I'm telling you right now, everything they possibly can do to demoralize people, like that person whose email I read, whether it's fake or real, but the demoralization psyop will be in full effect. You are going to be attacked like nothing you've ever seen before. So what do you need to do? Well, number one, watch his rallies. I think that's a good thing. I'm not just saying to watch it here, but watch the rallies. That way you keep the positivity. 2, watch some damn football. Watch football tomorrow. Watch football Sunday. 3, get out the house. Don't watch the news. I'm telling you, you're going to be deluged. You guys will tune in tomorrow afternoon or morning, whatever the first rally is, and you're going to go, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Oh, everything looks like it's just tight. They're telling me that, she's up by 1 and this and that. Expect it. I'm just telling you, right now, you are going to be inundated. It is going to seem like the world is caving in on you. The Kamala surge and everything that they're going to say it because they know they have to. Don't even look at Polymarket because I bet you by tomorrow, they're only about 2 points between them. But what I do want you to look at, especially if you're on X, is look at what happened in Bucks County, Pennsylvania tonight. A county that flipped from blue to red. They tried everything they could possibly do to suppress those people. They only put 1 or 2 employees at the voting areas so that people would have to stand in line for 5 and 6 hours. All day long, they made people stand in line and take their time to vote, hoping to discourage people. So what did people do in response? In response, what we saw was a bunch of people, and I'm telling you the truth right now. People began calling furniture rentals and renting chairs and said, drop these chairs off so people could sit. People began dialing DoorDash and say, bring pizzas. Bring pizzas over there so they have food. They basically turned it into an encampment for 6 or 7 hours. The last person voted while you were watching this rally. The last person walked out the door and it was like 8:30 Remember, if you're in line, you get to vote. 8:30, that person walked out. They'd probably been there for 8 hours. You're not going to see that in the Democratic precincts. Ain't going to see it. You are not going to see people standing in line for 5, 6, and 7 hours. And you're not going to see people rally behind them and send them chairs and folding tables and thermoses full of coffee and pizza. Not going to see it. But these Americans saw it happening just on X. And they're like, where is that? What's the address of that place? Hey, yeah, can you bring over 20 pizzas? And people were sending pizzas. Hey, you own something, Party Supply? Bring over 5,000 chairs and set them up. I'm surprised they let them do it, but they did. They probably didn't have enough employees outside to even notice what was going on. These people camped out like they were coming to a Trump rally. You can't beat the American spirit if you truly have the American spirit. Like Trump says, you can't lead America unless you love America. You're not going to be swayed because the media is going to tell you something. So I'm telling you right now, they are going to basically gaslight you as much as possible, including Fox, including Newsmax. They're all going to say the exact same thing. Scout's honor. I know we get together tomorrow. You're going to come back and you're like, Barry, you're right. They're all saying it's tied. They're all saying it's neck and neck. Oh, Kamala's up by 1. I guarantee you right now at almost midnight that's what you're going to hear for the rest of the 3 or 4 days. And then don't even pick up Polymarket because you're going to see that adjust as well because they're dumping millions into it just to make it appear that it's close. But what I do want you to look at, again, like I've said all along, don't listen. Look at the pictures. Look at the videos. Look at what happened in Bucks County tonight. Let me see if I can pull this up so you can see it. Mm-hmm. This is Bucks County. These people, let me move it up. These people sitting on chairs, everything, waiting to finish voting. They just camped out. You won't see this on television tomorrow. They won't show you people basically braving the cold and huddling together. And there's so much. Let me just see if I can find more. Bucks County. And just show you some of the stuff that happened in Bucks County tonight. So let me just scroll through. This is the one I just showed you. And this is the last one. The final voter, let me see if you can see this. The final voter came out of Quakerstown in Bucks County. We all cheered. That was 3 hours ago, so that was at 8:50. And let me rewind it so you can see. This is the last person to vote. Comes out at nearly 9 o'clock. She stood in line the whole time. And it was a black woman on top of everything else who stayed there to vote after everybody else had gone. The media is not going to show you that. They're not going to, hey, look what these Trump supporters did in Bucks County. No, they're not going to show you that. Because they can't show it to you because they want to demoralize you. I've never stood in line for 6 hours for anything. Now, if I had a chair, yeah, I'd probably hang out too. But I would need a chair and I'd need some food. And, it started during the day. I mean, look at here. This is during the day. The lines were like this. So some of these people were in this line all day, night, and into the night, waiting to cast their vote. I challenge you right now, if you want to see something different, I challenge you to basically find that on the media tomorrow. Nick Sortor, who's a big guy on X, he says, right now our pizzas are now being delivered in Bucks County. Patriots have been standing in line to vote for several hours, so I decided to send them dinner. Stay in line. Do not let fake Democrat election workers intimidate you into leaving. And all these people started, once he did it, look at here. Can you see this? They've got tents They've got, here comes hot pizza being delivered, tables set up. That spirit isn't going to go away. You won't see this, and this is why I'm showing this to you. These people got together, you notice the red hats, so you know who they're voting for, and they're getting pizza sent to them while they're in line to vote. They didn't go anywhere. We're here. You can do all your polling or whatever you want. You're not stopping us. Don't let them stop you. One other group in Pennsylvania I want to show you. See if there's pictures of it. Let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah, I loved this one. It's actually from yesterday, but you get the point. That's the Amish. That's a group of Amish people in their buggies and stuff heading to vote. Ignore what you hear on the news for the next 3 days. They're not going to show you what America really is doing. It's just not going to happen. And before we go, as I've been doing my threads today of you wouldn't be doing this if you were really winning, well, I got one for you. Got two for you in closing here. All right. So in closing, and let me pull this up. This isn't what winners do. This is what I keep saying all day long. If you were in my first video, I said it. If you were winning, you wouldn't do this. So what did they do? They fired Mark Cuban and Biden on the same day. New. Biden forced to cancel all campaign calls for Kamala as fallout over his garbage comment continues. Multiple campaign calls for yesterday afternoon were canceled. Biden has no official campaign events on his schedule ahead of the election. Joe Biden has been canceled. They fired the President of the United States for the second time. No, Joe, you can't be president. And now, no, Joe, we don't want you even out there talking. We're done with you. Go ahead and you and Jill start packing your shit. We're done. Is that winning to you? Firing Mark Cuban earlier and then firing the President of the United States? Does that sound like winning to you? Does that sound like someone who's close in the polls? Not even close. And then this one was just topped everything off with a cherry. Rashida Tlaib declines to endorse Kamala Harris. So I'm not an attorney, never been one, but if I was, I would be like, I rest my case. that tells me all I need to know. You fired the President of the United States. One of the squad goes, no, I can't do it. I can't be down with that. Why? Because the Muslims in Michigan aren't looking to vote for you, so I can't do it, man. Be strong. Understand what's happening. Don't listen to what they say. Watch what they do. You fired the President of the United States. You told the President of the United States, just go pack, man. You take you and your wife in her panda suit and just step off. No more. Mark Cuban, you got to step too. We don't want no parts of either one of you two people. Oh, wow. That seems awful crazy in the 12th hour of a presidential campaign to throw off such two prominent people. But yet they're going to tell you from now until Tuesday, it's close. It's real. Look at here. Whoa, she's up by 1 point. Trump's only about 1 point. And Polymark, ignore it. It's over. Okay? I'm telling you right now. Just get prepared for November 6th. Do that. Because it's crazy. That's awesome. People pulled together and took it in stride. Where'd that go? I clicked on it. Barry, I hope you get this question before you sign off. What is it? This is very important that I ask you. I want to wear my Trump hat and my Trump t-shirt. Don't do it. Don't give them a reason to throw you out. If you give them the reason to throw you out, then they'll probably throw you out. They're looking for reasons. You don't need to wear it. Everybody knows what you're there for. Or go get a nondescript, something without the red. But you don't need it. You don't need to have that shirt on or that hat on. Don't do it. Let your vote, count. Don't get into any sort of situation where they're trying to get rid of you. And somebody had posted earlier that some Newsweek or somebody said Florida was in play. I would love to have the person who wrote that article, and I would love to call them and say, you want to put money on that? I mean, you wrote this article and put it out there. You want to bet? Because I'm taking the gold coin here and going, let's go ahead and put that on that. If you really think that's really true, you go ahead. I got a gold coin right here. I'm gonna drop this on it and let me see what you got. I'll even give you 2-to-1 odds. I'll give you 2-to-1 odds that he ain't gonna win. I mean, she ain't gonna win. Crazy. Wise words, Barry. And again, it's not me saying it that's important. It's me telling you, hey, start looking around and seeing what's going on. Because the media, is going to lie. But then you look behind that and go, did they fire Mark Cuban? Yep. Did they fire Joe Biden? Yep. Oh, okay. Is Bill Maher, if you look at Bill Maher upset? Yeah, Bill Maher's upset. Are the guys from the Young Turks pissed off because they're out there tweeting like this shit looks like it's over? Yep, that's what they're saying too. Yep, that's what they're all saying. And so, when they tell you it's close, understand you're being lied to. It wouldn't be legal by no candidate inside. But yeah, don't wear this stuff. Don't do it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. but this is Gervais. I'm not. Yeah, it may come across as funny because to me it's hilarious what's happening. And it's hilarious to me that you can see with your own eyes what's happening. And don't fall for this gaslighting crap that they're going to try. That's all I'm saying. I've never seen people wait 6 hours to vote. And I don't know what the temperature is in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, but you're probably talking about 40 or 50. And then as it got into the night, probably dropped in, a little bit cooler. Just imagine, think to yourself, what have you done in your life where you waited for 6 hours? What was so important that you stood and you were willing to stand for 6 hours? So we are really reaching the point now where people say, I will crawl through broken glass. That's pretty much the electorate for Trump at this point. Meanwhile, they got Cardi B on stage and they had some more twerking girls up there twerking the thing, talking about, and she sang a song about her thang. She's at a political rally and the rapper was singing a song while twerking about her thang. I actually can say the words that she used because it's not swearing. She was talking about, and I quote, her moose knuckle. Her moose knuckle. I bet you if I put that in X, people are probably talking about it and probably saying, you got to be kidding me. Let me see if that shows up as a search term. And I searched the term moose knuckle, and there's pictures you're not going to want to see, but you get the point. They're everywhere. I was looking at some of these pictures. Oh God. Don't search it. Don't do it. Let me just show you this, but don't show it. I mean, if you search it, you might get yourself in trouble if somebody looks over your shoulder. All right, so here is the woman. Her name is Glorilla. Glorilla performs at the Kamala Harris rally with lyrics that explain the size of your thang. Glorilla turned up with some biker shorts and showing off her moose knuckle. I never heard that term in my life. I have to say, I've never, ever heard the term moose knuckle in my life. And this is what went on at a presidential campaign rally. Don't listen to what the polls say. Look at what they're doing. She's getting down with her moose knuckles. I ain't even going to play it because, number one, it's probably copyrighted. Number two, you ain't want to hear it anyway. But I'm sure there's some people at this event who like, hey, honey, yeah, what's she talking about? I would have had to tap Robin on the shoulder and like, hey, honey, what's a moose knuckle? And Robin probably would have said, I have no idea. Never heard it before in my life. I'm sorry to drop that on you at about... Oh, your comments are killing me. What kind of insane gyrations is that? Oh, God, Tommy Ratcliffe, you knew. I can't help it. Oh God. You guys are cracking me up. This is the people on their phones are Googling what they said at the rally. and as they're Googling, they're like, oh God. Oh no. Oh no. Did Kamala Harris really put that on stage? I'm sorry. It's just too much. And I listen to people say it's close. And you're putting moose knuckles on stage. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, man. That's crazy. I'd rather talk about the people who stood in line for 6 hours to do their duty than the moose knuckle chick. Good Lord. Good. Oh my. I don't want to get myself in trouble here, but what are we doing? Seriously, what exactly are we doing at this point? It doesn't make any sense, people. You know it doesn't make any sense. The people on the news know it doesn't make any sense. You're just making stuff up just to try and got moose knuckle. Okay, let me read these super chats and go to bed. I'm delirious because I'm tired. I'll be dreaming about moose knuckles tonight. Is she going to be dreaming about moose knuckles? And he's like, what the hell's a moose knuckle, Dad? Alright, Stephen Wilson, thank you. Diane Teroyan, thank you and your family for all you do. And the mods, I want you to join you want to join your community on X. Okay, let me put that up there. And no moose knuckles allowed. Go to fanfareshop.org/group. fanfareshop.org/group, and you'll be able to basically apply. It's not like it's a real application. It just gives us time to approve it. Anita D, thank you. Mud Whistle, I almost thought that said, I almost said it said moose knuckle. Oh, God. Donna Sloan, thank you. Penny Corridor, Carol Levitt gave them both barrels at once. Yeah, she unloaded. Carolyn Levitt did. Demon of Cybertron, my pronouns are big and daddy. Nikki Rose, thank you. Marilyn Simpson, thank you. Chris Corotis, thank you, Barry, for all the work you and your crew put together in the last few months. Yeah, and we ain't done. We're going to keep going. Francis Maughan, thank you, Barry, and God bless you. You guys have been amazing. Hope soon you get some rest. This is going to be a long process. 3 tomorrow, 3 Sunday, and 4 Monday. 10 more. Marcus Anderson, I said last night, sleazebag is not that bad. I stayed up. Who's texting me? I stayed up, but barely. Just preparing to get Frosty America Women. Yeah, absolutely. Who is texting me at 1 o'clock in the morning? Oh, that's is this SB? What's he saying? He sent me a definition. Larry the Scrapper Guy, thank you. Gina Duncan, thank you. Married to a person who used me in marriage to hide that he was twisted, ungodly mentality, annulment granted, seeking good. Bless you. Bless you. Tune in to TJ. Love your show, Barry. Have you heard of this black box Dominion scandal Mark Elias is planning? Heard all. They're going to come with everything they got. We just got to be ready. Ray Smiths. Hello, Barry. I watch you every live. I work in surgery and very busy. I wish I could make comments every live. Just listen to you in the car on my way home. That's good enough for me. Thank you very much. Mr. Krabs, keep it up, Barry. Get yourself a nice Snickers bar. Black Yellow Flash. It's honestly pathetic to witness the lengths to which the Democrats are going to. Those cringe-worthy ads feel like they were plucked straight out of amateur Netflix trailers. Scary. Cassandra, Barry, I've been saying this for years. I've been giving a voice to, just no idea how God wants me to use it. So I've been sharing your shows. Thank you very much. Ashlyn Lynn, early voted today in Deep Blue, Massachusetts. Way to go. Hi, Barry. Stephen Zuckery, you're the best keeping us up to date with your news, and thank you for everything that you do for us right here on Fanfare. Thank you very much. Angel Waters, we are God's soldiers. Absolutely. And thank you. Dwayne Buttery, hope this might have been earlier, but yeah, you just go to fanfareshop.org/group. Donna, hello. I think we're all exhausted. I'm done with this phase of getting Trump elected. Now ready to go on to phase number 2. Time to put on the armor of God, that's for sure. Michelle Jimenez, thank you, Barry and family. Thank you, Michelle. Bernetta Rivers, bless your heart, Barry, you and your entire family. This is going to be a landslide indeed. This channel is incredible and praying for greater to come. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Big Cat, Barry, you're one cool guy. MAGA all day. Thank you. Brenda Stevens, thank you, Barry. You and your family and team are the best. I appreciate that. Fume Drummer, which network projections are you going to use for your giveaway? Not sure. Still looking into that. Who it is that we can trust. Definitely won't be MSNBC. Lena Newton, read Leviticus 8:23. It's eye awakening. Okay, will do. James Moore, I got me a spanking from X for 6 days. One of them damn Dems pulled me and made me say I'm a slap the... All right, so let me give you a quick X tutorial. Don't argue with idiots. That's one of the reasons why I created our forum, so you don't get engaged with these people, because that's what they do. They prod you and prod you and prod you to get you to respond, then they report you. So just block them and move on. They add nothing to your life. There is no spice. It's complete trash poop. Just, hey, you're such a son of a bitch, or blah, blah, blah. Click, bye. Just keep going. Never. Their job is to engage you, and their job is to get you to say something, and then all their friends report you. So don't do that. Cassandra, but what about the ones that don't get caught? Also, what about the ballots that go into a machine and you don't see a screen? Well, that's where it becomes too big to rig, because some of them are going to get through. Deborah Somerville, thank you very much for all you do to keep us updated. Thank you. Tom Reinhart, thank you. Gigi Crafts, when I voted early in Georgia, I was told to check my ballot to check for correctness to see if my vote was as I entered. That's what they did here with me as well. Intrigue Tech, Barry, was just asked if this video was a good video. Gave it highest rating. Also clicked all the good stuff. Thank you very much. Diane Troyan again. I just joined your committee. Oh, awesome. Dave, by the way, it's free. So anyone who wants to go over there, it's free. I dare to enter Chaz. Now that's a poop hole country. I met a Trump supporter in Canada or California. She's now my girlfriend. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see here. No weak MAGA. I'm glad Trump stuck up for soldiers. Absolutely. Let's see. Deb Blank. People need to stand strong. Don't let the media's lies break us. Couldn't agree more. Going to be a lot of them this weekend. Petras, Kamala campaign team last minute desperate email. Chapo, you can quit on Trump, but Trump will never quit on you. Exactly. When you take that easy way out and say, oh, I'm done with Trump. I'm not going to do this anymore. He lost me with that. But then again, when it's time for him to do what he does, you're going to reap the benefits of it. Kelly Yeomans, thank you. Black Yellow Flash, thank you. It just proves the guy has no marbles and is not true MAGA. I agree. Chapo, another 18-hour day by Barry. You'll be on the list of credits of those who helped Trump get elected and saved our country. 18 hours, yeah. Just about, what is it, midnight now? So, it's close to 18 hours. Biscuit Boy, sign me up for gold and silver, please. Great. Phoenix Rise Again. Trump is at the biggest black city in in Milwaukee. That's right. Jim Jones, union dues paid in full for the mods. Thank you. Honeybee, hey guys, I'm here, home to stay. Trump 2024. Awesome. Rodney Weaver, I'm all in with you, Barry. Trump is gonna win. Good always triumphs evil. Agreed. Michelle in Michigan, Act Blue being investigated. Yes, that is going to be huge. I don't know if they'll get it done, as Trump said tonight, in time for this election. And you only got 3 or 4 days. Not much you can do, but yeah. Raymond Jackson, Kamala and Timmy gotta go. Marcus Anderson, 100 million votes for Trump. I believe it could be possible. John Velarde, I'm an old Army vet. I will go back in service so my grandchildren won't have to go to war. I'm down with you on that. I could definitely see that as something that we could do. MAGA is the word from Keith. Thank you. Gerald Etheridge, Barry, you rock. Where do I mail a package of sandwiches, energy, no dose? You know, one of the things is I am not an insomniac. So when I do get horizontal, I'm done. I mean, I sleep hard, quick. I think that's one of the benefits of going to college and living in a fraternity house. Because if you don't learn to sleep with noise and distractions and everything, you just won't sleep. So I learned probably like late in my freshman year, it's like, wait a minute, I got to block all this stuff out and I got to sleep. Maybe a couple extra beers helped it, but whatever. I learned when you get horizontal, go out. And that's what would happen. And also you lock your door so they don't come in and shave your head or something. Woodragger, it really has been a special privilege to participate in all these rallies. Thank you. Marcus Anderson, Trump Black American nephew fanfare. Honeybee. Where'd I go? Where'd that go? What happened? I thought I saw it. Was that the last one? Or did I don't know what I did there. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me go back here. All right. Yes. Okay. Where was I? Honeybee. Hey, Barry and family, thank you. God bless you. This is God's country. Absolutely. K. West, thank you very much. Cat-tastic. Check out 2 Supreme Court cases. One, make Federal Reserve repay illegally printed money. That'd be interesting. Ernest Walker, in the military in the old days, was hurry up and wait. 6 hours was nothing. I know, but if you ain't been on your feet for 6 hours, but hopefully those people got chairs. Ryan, Willie Brown loves Kamala's moves. Oh, God. Jeremiah Care. Glorilla's moose knuckle is like a prune juice jello-ish. Oh, you're killing me. And Tommy Radcliffe, for the first time in 120 years, the people are electing the president and the power is with us because DJT gave it to us with or without a moose knuckle. If I could have gone the rest of my life without seeing some of the pictures I saw when I searched on X, I would have been very, very happy. All right, so I'm going to go get something to eat, and then I'm going to pass out. I'm going to have to walk my little dog because he's going to want to do something as well. But thank you guys for tuning in. Wow, 4 hours. 4 hours. Thank you guys very much.